Get 'em Jimmy, where Loshak at? The bottle's getting nippy up the crack and we stacking chips, all of it's what I want. Plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone. I prefer elevated pub sports radio. Time to get educated, get produced, leave the juice, letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call a truce. They getting slaughtered. Can't forget Jeff and low baggers in the chat. That's a lethal weapon 'cause we be pubbing.
Welcome, everyone, to Pub Sports Radio. This is the Loshak in the Bag Show. He's Jimmy the Bag. I'm Peter Loshak. Today is Tuesday, August 30th. Shit is about to get really real. I know you thought it already got real with Week 0 in college football and NFL preseason. No, it's about to get really real with college football, NFL, then college basketball, then NHL, then NBA, and then it goes from real to just like completely insane, but in a good way. Jimmy the Bag, here we are, late August, sports betting season. We're going to tackle MLB today. How you feeling in general, pal?
I feel very good.
Tell us why.
This is my last few days here in this fucking dump. And so it's pretty nice to... the fucking struggle is just being such a part of, that was the wild thing about Costa Rica was like, we went down to Costa Rica, my quality of life, went way, way, way up.
Yes.
But then I came back to Parkdale and it was right back to the fucking shithole, fucking mental health issues, fucking garbage fires, fucking crack houses. Tiny fucking apartment, studio in the dining room, 4 of us sleeping in one fucking bedroom. It fucking sucked. It sucked for a long time. So just looking around here, knowing that this is almost fucking done, baby.
Yeah,
it feels really good, and it's right before the heavy season of sports gambling, and it just I'm hopeful. I'm fucking hopeful, Pete.
It's a time of change, a time of transition, Don't be afraid. When one door closes, another door opens, right?
I don't know about that shit. But I'm buzzing. I just looking around at this fucking dump. I'll be out of this motherfucker so soon. And it feels good. It feels really good. And Ella didn't know. Last year she realized she doesn't have her own bedroom. All her friends have their own bedroom. Carter doesn't know he's living in fucking it's not squalor. I came so close to saying squalor, but Carter doesn't know how fucking shitty he has it right now.
But don't you think that is character building? I mean, if you want to build the best person possible, I think what you do is you give them great, sane, healthy parents growing up in poverty and squalor. Is that not the best formula to raise a human being? No, I don't know anything. I'm just guessing.
No, it might be. I just
you feel me?
You want to be somewhere safe, where they can play in the playground. You're not worried about needles and where they can actually go barefoot if they wanted to. Like there's a park by the new house where if they want to go barefoot, they can go barefoot. They know that they're not allowed to go barefoot in Parkdale anywhere, So I feel good and I'm hopeful and I'm excited and there's so many things going on here with us at Pop Sports Radio. I feel it was like a stressful weekend, but I'm refreshed and I'm so excited to attack this card. And the main thing we want to talk to you guys about is this isn't our final week. We're almost at our final week, but we are very close to the final week for the Cappers contest, where we will all battle each other. And Jose and I will have a Cappers contest show every Thursday at 2 p.m. So that's the big thing. $100 to enter, and all the money is going back into the prize pool. The top 10% will get paid. And we want a big turnout so that we can do this every year. We want this just to be the first year. We also want a trophy that will be held at the Southtown 101, engraved with the winner's name. And we want all that. We want to build a legacy with this contest. And it also coincides with the Survivor Pool contest. And it's just $100 to enter both. So please enter them so that we can keep doing them. And also, if we get a nice entry, group, that we would like to do an NHL contest. We would like to do UFC, college football, you name it. We would like to do it. So we need people to support that. And then other than that, I'm very, very hopeful and excited. James S. in the house. We got Nuke Worker. Says, good morning, fellas. Hope you're settling into new digs. Not yet. We don't have we need the fast internet. That doesn't come in until Sunday. So I'll be here for at least I'll be shooting for at least this week. There's our guy, Razor Sharp Pick. Says, what up to me? Another winning day yesterday. Only one losing day since the 20th. Oh, let's keep this shit going. And he says, shout out to Dutch and Kev for having me on the daily sesh yesterday. It's so great to see you guys. I'm pumped up. There's Johnny Guns in the house. JPZ.
Yo, shout out to JPZ.
He says, be right back after I tweet the show out to my vast Twitter following. That's
very nice. Hey, can I give a quick shout out, Jimmy the Bag?
Absolutely, you can.
Shout out to fucking Ian Cameron, Connor Mack, DJ Big Boss, and Big Ragu for their college football show. Jimmy the Bag. I wasn't, I'm doing a lot of things and this and that, so I wasn't really following college football too carefully. I was going to skip week 0, but then Caesars had a promotion where I had to make $1,000 in bets on college football. And I was like, I'm just going to watch that show, cap the cappers, make the bets based on that, and that's what I'm going to do. Had an awesome day based only on my capping of the cappers and watching that show. Shout out to all 4 of you. There's some legit great cappers at Pub Sports Radio in the comments section. Just very impressive. I just wanted to give them a shout out. I made money just watching their show, knowing nothing other than that. And shout out to them.
I love that. Yeah, no, they're spectacular cappers. I remember we had a bowl season where I got to work with Big Ragu, and I had the greatest bowl season of my entire life. I went 27-9 against the spread. It was the greatest bowl season of my entire life, and I beat Ragu by 0.3 units. It was just a ho-hum, just a regular old bowl season for Ragu. It took the greatest bowl season of my entire life just to beat him by a smidgen. He's that good. He's so good. And that show's every Saturday. Don't forget. So the Monday show, we are moving the Monday show earlier. We want that Monday show to have more time because it runs up to our guy Sharpie's Prize Pick. So I think, and I don't know if it's been confirmed, but we're planning on moving it earlier, probably 12 p.m. Eastern moving forward on Mondays. But that video, that's already up. That's all already up. Ron Crawford spreadsheet play of the day is in Stella Girl, Johnny Guns, Damon Santori. We're going to break down Ron Crawford's play because it's an early spot. It's not like the Dodgers are playing far, far away. Speaking of the Dodgers, Pete, you cashed on the Dodgers on your last show here, and you've gone 4-0 in friends and family. You swept the board.
We do what we can, Jimmy the Bag. We do our best.
Nasty Nate calling it the Loshak show. Anytime that Loshak is a part of he takes lead billing. Without a doubt, he is without a doubt. Paco Healy says, Leche. Thank you, Ramos. It's a big deal. I don't know if I was the Prince of Parkdale either, but it's one of the most unattractive communities you could possibly imagine. So I would have a chance to become the Prince of Parkdale. I've over 10 years I've been here, Pete. Over 12 years, I guess, and I've never been aroused once. I've never seen an attractive woman on the streets of Parkdale in my entire life. Not one.
Are you worried that you might make so much money sports betting that your kids will grow up just a little bit detached from the real value of a dollar and not understand what hard work is?
Sorry. No, but I would rather my children be gamblers than comedians.
Yes, especially in 2022 and beyond. Absolutely.
Yeah.
No question. Yeah. If I had kids, I'd rather them be anything other than comedians going forward indefinitely.
Yes. And United States, I thought you said it was going to be just, okay, sorry. But no, it's the Peter Loshak show. Because of my NFL schedule, it's just going to be Peter, but that starts in 2 weeks. So 2 weeks, Peter will be running the ship here on Tuesdays. Then I'll regroup back with him in January. So yes, sorry, I didn't mean to take offense, but I didn't take offense. Pete, anytime you're on the show with Pete, he deserves top billing. There's Clint started Die Hard MMA podcast. Ethan Payson, Bo Jackson, Cheshire Cat, Mad Stone. He says, "Feel surreal." Yeah, you know what? To be honest with you, let's not get into this shit. We got to focus on the captain, but it just doesn't. It feels so strange. Like it just doesn't feel right. Like I remember when I just very quickly. I booked a bunch of movies 03 to 05, and I had fucking holes in my shoes. I booked that first film, was unwatchable, Underclassmen with Nick Cannon, but paid $60K. All of a sudden I had cash, and then FD3 was like a 6-figure deal. I started making money, and I wasn't paying taxes. I didn't give a fuck about anything. I was eating ribs every day. I didn't give a fuck, and I didn't pay taxes. So then after like 3 years, I was forced to file taxes, and I couldn't pay my taxes. In 2006, I made 10%. In 2005, I thought that you just keep making more money. And then the government shuts down my bank account, and fuck it, it was shit, And I remember there were these sneakers, brand new sneakers that I was looking at, and I was like, should I get these sneakers? And then I was like, no, I can't get these sneakers. It doesn't matter if I have enough money for them now. I'm fucking broke. Everybody knows I'm broke. I talk about my struggle on every show. I can't walk around with new sneakers when I don't have a fucking bank account. So I didn't get the sneakers. I was like, I have to be broke. Like, that's my thing right now is I'm fucking broke. I have no bank account. So then seeing this backyard and this house, it's a small house, but big backyard, I'm like, this just doesn't feel right. I'm supposed to be in a fucking shit 1-bedroom apartment in Parkdale. That's supposed to be part of everything that I am. It's just that I'm fucking struggling here in this fucking shithole, trying to raise a family, trying to build up. So it just feels weird. It feels like it shouldn't. I don't know. It's very, very, very strange. Like it's not real. It doesn't feel real. Great to see all you guys. Pete, are you ready to get to work, my man?
Yes, I am. It's an interesting card today. I've made many bets, all of them small. So I made a lot of bets. We'll see what people have to say about it. Again, when I feel a little bit uncertain about cards, those tend to be my better cards ultimately with picks. So yeah, I'm very excited. Very interesting card today, and I'm psyched. I've made a bunch of bets already, all of them small. Let's do it.
I made one bet. No, AJ, we have not met the neighbors yet. Lucas Ryan, thank you for that extremely kind words. There's a ton of kind words. It means so much to me, and thank you guys. It just does feel just fucking weird. We got LJ from H-Town's action in. I'm going to pop it right here so we can go over it when we go through each game. LJ, Braves first 5 team total over 3.5. Pirates Brewers first 5 over. Diamondbacks full game team total over 3.5. Rays first 5 -1/2. Royals first 5 money line. So that's the only bet I've made so far, Pete, was the Royals first 5 money line. There was 2 others that I wanted to make, but I just held off. I couldn't quite understand why the market wasn't moving in the direction that I wanted to bet it at. So I stayed off. But man, it's so great to have all you guys here, and I'm ready to get to work. I wish we could give you all the love that you deserve. I wish I could, because you guys, it's just so exciting to be here. I'm pumped up. I'm ready to go. Thank you, Jessica Easton. Thank you guys all. Rodney Barton says, celebrated turning 35 yesterday. Throw me a birthday pick for me to ride today. Love you guys. I love the show.
Shout out to Nutflush Allen.
Yeah, what a great guy. I hate that I'm going to lose almost all of the profit from the Giants season total that he gave us on the White Sox. It's stupid. There's Ick Schnizzle in the house. Coin Rem Most. Great group. Let Noli know says it's a great day to bet baseball. Saturated. All you guys, it is great to see you all. Ethan Payson hit a plus 9,418 parlay on Saturday college football. Stephen F. Austin -7 was getting smoked. Game got called in the fourth quarter due to weather, and Bovada ended up grading it a void to cash it somehow. That's nice, man. Lucas Ryan says Loshak is worth his weight in diamonds.
Oh, Jesus. Thank you.
Lucci Mello says, feel that, Jimmy, lived at Lansdowne my whole life. It sucks. Yeah, it doesn't have to be. So we just get so used to the struggle that we just think it's a part of us, but it doesn't have to be a part of us. And it's hard for us to realize that we can have good things too. Just because we haven't had them for an extended period of time doesn't mean that, we can't earn them or deserve them. So if I can get it, anybody can. All right, let's go. Kevin K says Loshak is going to be about the business. Let's get right to work. Pistol Pete, Loshak. We start at 6:10 p.m. Eastern. Sorry, let me pop that up. 6:10 p.m. Eastern. Baltimore Orioles at Cleveland Guardians. We're at Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio. These Orioles are still 7 games over 500, but 6 games under 500 on the road. These Guardians hold the lead in the week AL Central. 8 games over 500, 7 games over 500 at home. Let's start with the weather in Cleveland here. It is 80 Fahrenheit, 14.7 miles per hour left to right across the diamond with 14.7 miles per hour with considerable speed. And it does slightly come in about an hour into the game, but very slightly, but heavy winds, 15 miles per hour, basically. Go over to the line history. And as I said yesterday, no more of that old site that we were using that has not been helpful enough that we can't count on. So we've moved to a different site. So we are using Pinnacle's line history. This line opened up at Pinnacle with Cleveland minus 151. Right now they're minus 143. So there's been an 8-cent move to the Baltimore Orioles. From a total perspective, at Pinnacle, it opened up at 8. It lasted there for about 2.5 hours, moved to 8.5, back to 8, 8.5, 8, 8.5. It's at 8.5 right now, minus 115 to the under. So it has gone up a half run. Take a look at where the cash lies in this spot here. We have 4 teams with full line value, Pete, and one of them is in this game right here. That's the Baltimore Orioles and Spencer Watkins. 5,447 tickets in, 60% of tickets, 88% of cash, 38% of the tickets, 75% of the cash on the under, and yet it's gone up a half run. Bill McDonald says no-brainer, Orioles at plus money. Orioles at plus money, and thank you guys for the congratulations. It means a ton to me, so thank you all for that. Talk about Watkins versus Quantrill. Watkins 4-4, 3.96 ERA, 1.32 WHIP. His last start was good. It was a 5-3 loss at home, but it wasn't on him. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 5 Ks, 2 walks. Noli Knows says I'd like some early runs to bet a live under at 9.5. And big congratulations to Noli Knows for winning season 3 of Best Bet. $4,000 richer is our Noli Knows, and it's richly deserved from our buddy Noli.
Not a surprise in the slightest.
Well, he dominated. He is the best, by far the best season that's ever been had. Like almost double the best season that's ever been had. That's what he did in Best Bet this year. Going up against Cal. On the road, by the way, Spencer Watkins has been quite good. 3-1, 3.72 ERA, 240 opponents batting average. Cal Quantrill 10-5, 3.59 ERA, 1.20 WHIP. There's Bruce Shad in the house. Last start, 7 innings, 5 hits, no earned runs, 6 Ks, 1 walk, 7-0 win at the Padres. He's been pitching very well at home. It was almost shock to see him pitch well on the road. At home, he's 6-0 with a 3.3 ERA, 229 opponents batting average. Orioles last 30 days versus righties, 253, 729. Guardians aren't not hitting righties over the last 30 days, 240, 649. It's their pitching that's carrying them. This Guardians bullpen last 30 has a 1.76 ERA, 0.99 WHIP. Compared to the Orioles, 4.15, 1.32. Take it away, Pistol Pete. Loshak, first game on the board, Orioles, Guardians.
Yeah, I agree with the person who said Baltimore is a no-brainer at this line, although the edge is small. But yes, it's a no-brainer small edge there. I did bet under on the overnight line. Interesting take by Noli that he's maybe thinking about runs early and then betting a live under. I might tail that approach this game as well. I already did bet just a little bit the overall under at 8.5. It's moved down a little bit since then. Watkins not bad at all. He's a contact guy, pitches to contact, and Cleveland doesn't really hit pitchers who pitch to contact hard. So that's kind of an edge. Obviously, both bullpens are positives here. And Quantrill, when he's on his game, he's lights out. He might be a little bit more vulnerable here, though, against Baltimore. So I don't love the spot for him, although in general, I'm expecting him to have an okay start as well. So I did bet the under. I think it's okay. Probably waiting for possible runs early and then a live bet on the under is an even better way to go, much smarter way to go. And I'd be leaning first half under as well. Small edge and a small edge to Baltimore, although I didn't bet that yet. But that's my take on this one. Leaning Baltimore, leaning under. I haven't bet Baltimore yet. Probably will hold off. I did bet the under already. That's my take, Jim. I don't know if I want to make anything official.
Yeah, I can understand why you are hesitant here. It's interesting that the total has gone from 8 to 8.5. I know that when it opened, it was, juiced to the over, minus 112 compared to the even money on the under, but
I think it's gone. Hasn't it gone back down to 8 a little bit or not? Let me see.
Well, it's 8. It's 8.5 at minus 115 right now at Pinnacle.
Yeah.
So, the move towards the Orioles, the 8-cent move, I get it. I get that one would say, Bill saying that this is a no-brainer Orioles.
It's just the Orioles are a better team. I mean, Cleveland has obviously that bullpen, but Baltimore has a good bullpen right now as well, based on my rankings. But Baltimore just a much better team overall. So and I would give a small starting pitching edge to Cleveland as well. But based on the lineup and some peripherals, Baltimore should not be this big of a dog in this spot, in my opinion. It's no-brainerish, but also a very small edge.
I agree that there's an edge there, but going up against a pitcher that's hasn't lost all year at home, I don't know if I want to risk my money on him. I don't want to sit here and say, well, and I know that Quantrill doesn't have to get the L for the Orioles to win here, but is that really where I want to, on a huge card like this? I don't think it is. Bill McDonald says Orioles best ROI team this year. I get it. I get why they have the edge. I just don't think the edge is big enough for me to bet it, Pete. I guess it comes down to that. I just don't feel like that's big enough to bet it. So I'm not going to.
I didn't bet it, although I did bet the under.
And if that under had never gone up to 8.5, if this under had always been at 8 and maybe was juiced to the under, I'd be on that under right now. But the fact that that's gone back up to 8.5 and 8.5. Ronnie and Burgess is too much juice on Cleveland. I lean O's. That's going to happen, Matty. Guys, I'd like to put together something for next summer. To have a big low bag meetup here in Toronto, do barbecue, go up to Woodbine, catch a Jays game. I'd like to put all that together and get a bunch of guys can crash at the spot. So we'll try to put that together. Matt Stoney saying Baltimore plus 1.5 first 5 in full game. Yeah, I'm off, but I do think that this wind, the way it's crossing the plate like this, is going to help the pitcher's movement. I guess I do kind of like the under, but just not enough, especially if we're sitting here and 75% of the cash is coming on the under. So so let's just move past it. I'm not going to move on it. I can understand why somebody would lean towards the Orioles, lean enough to make a bet on the Orioles. I can understand why someone would lean towards the under, like enough to make a bet on the under, but I'm doing neither. We ready to roll?
Yeah, I would love to make a full game. Yeah, let's roll. Maybe at the end of the show, I'll add on under as an official play. But yeah, let's roll. Okay.
Bo Jackson says he's down for a Toronto meetup. Yeah, we're going to do it for sure. And Taint play of the day is in. So we have both Spreadsheet and Taint in. Taint, both of them are running hot. So let me just get this Seattle, Detroit. That's the next. No, it's not the next game. Sorry, let me just pull this in quickly. All right, we are going to. So Spreadsheet play of the day is in. And, so Maddie's on the full game under 7.5. He's also has 2 units on the first 5 under 4. I came so close to betting the first 5 under 4 this morning. That was one of the spots that I came so close to betting. But I was like, you know what? I'll just wait a second longer and talk it out. Let's move on to the next spot on the board. 6:40 p.m. Eastern. St. Louis Cardinals 75-54, 33-32 on the road at the Reds. 50-77, 26-37 at home. We're at the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, Ohio. Start with the weather. It is 83 Fahrenheit, 10.3 miles per hour out to center. Diced out into 7.3, but it is offensive weather in an offensive ballpark. Move over to the line history here in the Reds Cardinals. Hudson versus Dunn. It opened at plus 184 for the Reds. They're now plus 191. They got up to plus 192, but so we have about a 10-cent move to the Cardinals. 10-cent move to the Cardinals from a total look. It opened up at 10. It's now at 10.5. So it's gone up a half run. So a 10-cent move to the Cardinals, gone up a half run. When we look at where the cash lies in this one, 5,384 tickets in, 86% of tickets, 94% of the cash on the Cardinals. 86% of tickets on the over, and we don't have a cash count on that. Wow. So Dakota Hudson has not looked good on the road all year. I'm interested in the Reds early. I feel like Dakota Hudson is a fadeable pitcher on the road, but I don't know if it's enough for me. 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 Ks, 2 walks, and an 8-3 win at the Cubs last out. He looked pretty good there, but he's 3-4 with a 5.05 ERA, 267 opponent's batting average. Justin Dunn coming off a nice start at the Phillies last out, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, and a homer. He's only thrown 19 in the third innings this year, so he's a highly. There's been times when he's been a very highly thought of prospect, and now he's got some innings under his belt. The Cards are just raking. 297, 889 OPS, last 30 versus righties. Reds just 239, 661. Cards bullpen has been struggling a little bit. Reds bullpen has been good. Matty Ice has called me crazy, but I'm on the under 10 in this game. Dunn has been pitching a bit better lately. Take it away here for us, Pete. We have the Cards at the Reds.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I think I'm going to pass on this one. I was on St. Louis yesterday, even as the big favorite. Don't care at all what Jose Bouquet has to say about that. It cashed. But it was as much a fade of Cincinnati as anything else. Cincinnati's a very, very fadeable team right now. But Justin Dunn is obviously, when he started out this year, he was looking like he'd be an auto fade, but he's had 2 straight decent starts. He had, shoulder injury for a long time. And it looks like he's building up some arm strength and might, have a run of mediocre at worst starts coming up. This isn't a great spot, though, obviously, against St. Louis at home. So I don't want to bet on Dunn having a good start here, but I definitely don't want to bet against him at this line either. High volatility with Hudson, and I'm gonna. Unfortunately, I think have to pass as of right now. My numbers actually indicate that there's value on St. Louis. My numbers could be completely wrong, though, at least on the opening line. I'm expecting a St. Louis win, but a lot closer. And actually, my numbers also, despite the weather and the park, like under. But again, my numbers could be completely wrong. But my numbers have a lean to St. Louis, lean to the under, like a 4-3 St. Louis win. It's going to be a pass for me. But anyone who bets this, I hope you all cash.
BJ says Justin Dunn is a fade, gives up too many long balls. The Phillies were raking when they faced Justin Dunn last start in Philadelphia, and Justin Dunn looked quite good. Quality start.
Yeah. And, again, with the long layoff for him, building up arm strength after a few starts is something that you would be looking for, and it looks like that might be happening with him. That's very common. You see that with a lot of pitchers, and someone else that just happened with the name escapes me at the moment. But yeah, I'm not auto fading Dunn right now by any means. If he was up against any other team in any other situation, I would be betting on him here.
I agree.
But not against St. Louis.
I absolutely agree. Harambe's Revenge had a huge catcher last night. Great job. Yeah, no, I think that's perfectly put. And how hot this Cardinals offense is, just I do not want to go against them. It would be Reds or no bet. So look, if I was just firing shots here, I get why you'd be on the Orioles or even the Reds. I just can't put my money on it at this. Good says, if you like the under, why not first 5 under? Well, Reds bullpen's been good, and the Reds aren't hitting, so the Cards bullpen should be able to get through them. What is your answer to that? If you like the under, why not the first 5 under, Pete?
I definitely because both starting pitchers, even though they have upsides, are also overall questionable and vulnerable. I definitely prefer the full game under to the first 5 under. I mean, Dunn might get hit here, Yeah,
and so might Dakota Hudson. Okay, so Harambe's Revenge, looking at the Cards team total or the Braves team total. We've already talked about the Cards. Braves will be coming out. Let's talk about the Battle of Florida, 6:40 p.m. Eastern. Tampa Bay Rays, 70-57, 28-34 on the road at the Miami Marlins, 55-73, 26-36 at home at loanDepot Park in Miami, Florida. We have the great Rue McClanahan on the bump. Rue has been very strong of late. Where is the old Rue? Oh, there she is. Oh, sorry, there she is right there. Looking strong on the mound. On the road, Rue is being even better than he's been at home. 2-2, 2.13 ERA, 156 opponents batting average. Just such a strong season. Coming off a 4-3 extra inning win at home versus the Angels. 6 innings, 4 hits, no earned runs, no homers, 9 Ks, 1 walk. Going up against Jesus Luzardo, coming off that 3-2 extra inning loss at the A's. That was a great game for making money. Cole Irvin versus Jesus Luzardo both pitched excellently. Jesus Luzardo was unbelievable in his first start back at the A's, and you guys were all right about that. It's unfortunate that there was money lost by a bunch of cappers who were backing the Marlins. 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 Ks, 2 walks, and a 3-2 extra inning loss. At home, he has been quite a bit worse. The sample size is small enough that you don't need to put it into too much consideration. But at home, 4.87 ERA, 253 opponents batting average. There's lucky power in the house. Gas reports that 65% of the cash is on Miami. Rays bullpen, by the way, quite a bit better than the Marlins of late. The big story here, though, is the Marlins versus lefties. I mean, these numbers are unbelievably bad. In the last 30 days, 168 and a 534 OPS. I mean, that's just absolutely atrocious. Let's just take a look at the line history and then hand it over to Pete here. Here we go. We opened up with the Rays at minus 210. Now the Rays are minus 186. That's a big move. So the Marlins have gone from plus 190 down to plus 170. It even got down to plus 167. It's starting to creep back up. And then this total, Pete, opened up at 6.5, dropped to 6, back to 6.5, and is now sitting at 6 right now. It's plus money to the under, but that is a low total. When we go over to the cash in this one, here we go. Our second team of the day with full line value, that being the Miami Marlins. 19% of the tickets and 65% of the cash is on the Marlins. Wow. Then 71% of tickets, 99% of the cash on the under, and it's gone from 6.5 to 6. Wow. Take it away here, Pete, for us, Rays Marlins.
Yeah, well, when I looked at this at the overnight lines, my analysis was in line with all of that. At the huge dog line, my numbers indicated some value with Miami, and despite the low total, some value with the under. So I did bet. Again, I said I made a lot of bets. They were all small. This is a perfect example. I bet Miami as a huge dog on the overnight line, small, beat the move. And I also took small shots with no run in the first inning. And I took a small shot with the full game under at 6.5, got a decent line. And the first 5 under at 3, got a decent line. So I think there's, a little bit of value with all of those. Nothing crazy, nothing huge, but I bet them all. The lines have moved since then, and maybe I'll make something official. Maybe I'll give a no run in the first as an official play. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll search around and see what the lines are here. But yeah, also, what is it now? 168. Yeah, that's cutting a little close, but yeah, also a little bit of value with the Marlins, and I did bet that.
Mike M with a great stat. Miami 0-15 as a dog versus the AL East, keeping me off them. Jarvis, we've been back since Friday, but we had a 1-week penalty from our YouTube page due to nudity, which will happen. So we're back in action here. Black Thor loving the nerfy. I like a lot of this. I like the Marlins first 5 plus a half. I mean, that total. What did you get? That you got that first 5 under 3?
Yeah, it's one of these friggin' lines where it's like, oh, I got under 3 plus 105, and now it's under 3 minus 103. So probably I have a good bet. Yeah. I don't remember exactly what I got. I think I got plus 105.
Jarvis Williams liking the nerfy. There's Eric Small in the house. What up, Eric?
Yeah, we can make that official. I'm seeing minus 157 at Pinnacle. No run first inning. We can start with that. Make that official. Minus 157.
Nerfy minus 157. Marlins. I like the Marlins first 5 plus a half, and I also like the full game under 3. Before I decide that's moves I'm going to make, those are moves I'm going to make. Is there a chance that Luzardo has comes back to earth a little bit after all the emotion playing against his, the team that got rid of him?
I mean, that already happened once this year. You remember his first start of the year? Remember 5 innings, 12 strikeouts? We were like, oh my God. But he didn't turn into Cabrera. His next start, he got hit. he had some good starts after that. But I mean, yeah, Luzardo is not. I mean, his upside is huge, but he's still a young guy, and there's a lot of inconsistency with him for sure. No question about that. But he looks pretty solid right now.
He does. And there was a thought that McClanahan might be dealing with some arm fatigue, but he's quelled those fears. I mean, there's no concern now about that because of that last start at home versus the Angels. Do you have any concern that McClanahan's feeling some fatigue?
Yeah, and I mean, it's a minor concern with most pitchers at this point in the season, but statistically, no. If there's other people who have research behind the scenes that can shed some different light on that, sure, but statistically, no.
Noli No says I've been waiting days for this game
because he loves the under.
Big bet alert. And why wouldn't he have confidence in this fireballer on the
What is he like? Waiting days for this game because of the under?
Yes.
I'm on the under too.
Oh. Yes. Jose back from his beach vacation. I think we'll get some insight on that at some point here.
Yeah, I've capped the whole card already. We're ready to fucking go. Bam, bam, bam. I hit a player prop yesterday. My MVP hit a home run. Two-run home run better than a solo shot, and got the dub yesterday. Never forget that. And, by the way, Pete, I might be heading to your neck of the woods.
Oh God, why?
I might be heading to your neck of the woods for a couple of hours soon. So maybe I come see you. Maybe I come see you, Pete.
Okay, sure. That'd be great. We'll go to a friggin' Venezuelan restaurant, like a block away from me, Jose Bouquet.
Oh yeah, I've been talking with the fan. We've been talking all week about it. We're going to go back this week before we head up the north of the city. God, it's so good.
In fact, I do owe Jose a steak. Don't think I've forgotten about that. I owe Jose a steak. Size was not negotiated beforehand, but definitely I owe him a steak.
71% of the tickets, 99% of cash on the under, and legitimately, that doesn't make me that nervous. For anybody to still want to go under 6.5 to knock it down to 6, I kind of like that sign. I know that the over bettors are going to come in once it's at 6, and that just means that there's some big bets trusting this under, and that doesn't concern me with this, a smaller amount of sample size for the tickets. Okay, I'm not going to triple up.
I would love to throw on first 5 under as well, but I'll hold off.
If I had $500 here for you, and you could only bet the first 5 under or the full game under, 6 at plus money, 3 at plus money, which would you take?
I would take definitely the first 5, because if the first 5 doesn't cash, then the full game is very treacherous. So first 5 for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Exciting. Okay. We are locked in. We move on. 7:05 p.m. Eastern. Oakland Athletics at Washington Nationals. These Athletics are 48-81, 26-38 on the road. Pete said earlier in the year, he said, when this team goes on the road, they're going to have a lot of value, and their team total overs will have value too. We've seen it. Their offense is so much better. They're only 12 games under 500. If you bet $100 on them every game, you'd be laughing. Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. Let's start with the weather. In the nation's capital, it is rain and humid. Rain, 55%. Maybe this game doesn't go. Let's see if you think this game doesn't go, Pete?
Yeah, I barely capped it because of that.
Yeah, 55% precipitation down to 50 and 35. Looks like this game will not go. A's, Nats. Too bad. Cole Irvin on the bump against Eric Fetty. Let me just see if RotoWire has got this in red. If they do, we'll just skip it. It's too bad. Cole Irvin is someone that has made a lot of people money. Yeah, it's in the red. 55% chance of rain. Does not look good. So we can skip this spot, but it's all capped and ready to go. A's versus righties, last 32, 11, 614 OPS. Nats haven't been hitting lefties. Both bullpens have been improved, but we will pass A's Nats as it looks like there will be rain. Let's move on. This is a big one. This is a big one up here in Toronto. 7:07 p.m. Eastern. Chicago Cubs 55-74, 27-36 on the road. Toronto Blue Jays 69-58, 37-28 at home at the Rogers Centre in Toronto, Ontario. Marcus Stroman got a rousing ovation in his return to Toronto. He's loved up here. 3-6, 4.10 ERA, 1.22 WHIP, 84 Ks, 96 2/3. I've always felt in the most important situations that he steps up. You know, he's one of those guys who's not afraid of the spotlight. He wants the spotlight. His last start was ugly. 8-3 loss at home versus the Cardinals. 5 innings, 11 hits, 5 earned runs. On the road, he's been so much better than he's been at home. 3-2, 2.08 ERA, 224 opponent's batting average. Here is the issue. It's Kevin Gausman. So last start, I was very confident in him on the road. And he was bad. And his velocity was down. And it was the first time all year that we had the red flag on Gausman's velocity. Right away, there was a problem. Right away, you needed to live bet the over. Right away, he was 3 to 4 miles less on his fastball. And it was very concerning. After 4 innings or so, he got up. He threw one pitch at 94. He got up to 93, but he throws 95. And when his velocity drops, man, we know he's been terrible at home this year. It's crazy for the pitcher of this skill set. I don't have his, I put up the wrong. I don't know why this morning I have his road numbers here, but I can tell you they were hitting 324 against him at home, and an ugly ERA. And now he's got these velocity issues. And then so how do we know as a capper whether he's going to have them today? So this is a perfect live betting situation. As soon as he throws the ball, if it's 95, you're like, oh, okay, he's bet on. If his first pitch is 92, well, he must be faded. So let's take a look. The roof will be closed. Maybe not. It's rain. We have rain and thunderstorms. It's kind of ugly out there now, but it doesn't say it will be at night. So maybe it won't be. If it isn't, it's 12.1 miles per hour and 12.1 to 12.2. That's crucial information if you are betting a total in this spot. When we go over to the line move here, the line history, we have the Jays opening up minus 210. They're now minus 202. There being a slight move towards the Cubs. And from a total perspective, it opened up at 8 minus 100. There's been a 14-cent move to the under. And look, if I didn't watch Gausman pitch last start because I had money on it, I would be thinking the under too. But there's red flag alert. The Tabler was saying, he's like, this is the first time all year we've seen him with velocity issues. We've not seen this, and now we're seeing it. From a cash flow situation here in the Jays Cubbies spot, 4,337 tickets in. 24% of the tickets, 41% of the cash on the Cubs. 60% of tickets, 65% of cash on the over. Take it away here, Pete. Cubs, Jays.
Yeah, I did bet on Stroman to have a decent start. I did bet a little bit the Toronto first 5 team total under. I might have made a mistake though. I did also bet no run in the first and first 3 under as well. Gausman, yeah, his velocity was down. He still, got his strikeouts though. But I didn't watch that game. Yeah, his hits were up, but a lot of times that can be due to bad luck. But again, I didn't watch the game. I didn't go in depth to see what those hits were all about. And you watched it.
I watched the entire game. He was so vulnerable. We barely got through the first 5. He was so vulnerable. Every pitch, it was like, they were all over him. So yeah, he got 6 strikeouts, but man, geez, it was like, it was just very uncomfortable watching him out there. And look at Dennis Garcia, Cubbies money line.
Purely statistically, not taking velocity or any peripherals like that into consideration. Gausman would have the edge based on August results over Stroman.
Oh
but
God, I was so in love with them before this past start. I was like, you bet them on the road blindly each time. I have good news. The host of Say Hey Plays has a Say Hey Play of the day on this very game. So please welcome back our producer, Jose Zenyatta Bouquet. Jose, my man, I can't wait to hear your take on this. Take it away.
Yeah, I believe in Gausman still. I'll continue being the number one Blue Jays honk, the Kevin Gausman guy. I lost a significant amount of funds on that last Gausman start. We were all there. I saw the Red Sox did their thing, surprised everyone there. I still trust him. At the end of the day, maybe it was just a bad start. Maybe he just woke up on the wrong side of the bed, a little sore that day, whatever. I still trust him here, and I think Marcus Stroman brings his game too. So this is a first 5 under spot for me. First 5 under 4 minus 120 is what I have it at. I think you're right about Marcus Stroman. I think he pitches well back at his home turf, obviously. And it might be a little like, why didn't you guys trade for me, et cetera, et cetera. I know he's kind of on a lengthier deal, like 2-3 years, but whatever. I still believe in Gausman, excuse me. So, and by the way, this Blue Jays offense has been not good the last like 2-3 weeks. It's been a little annoying, but I have taken advantage of it at times, and I have bet unders in some spots with them. But I still think they're going to be a force to reckon with. I'll still stay on this bandwagon. I still think they're the second best team in the American League. So if they're going to do that, they need Gausman to be the guy. First 5 under.
Yeah, so speaking of this offense, last 30 days, Jays versus righties, 243, 677 OPS. I mean, that's just abysmal. Cubs versus righties, 234, 686 OPS. Cubs bullpen, 4.82 ERA, 1.41 whip over last 30. Jays bullpen's been quite a bit better, 3.24 ERA, 1.29 whip. After Julio signed the extension, a lot of talk about Bo and Vladdy. They're not going to sign any extensions. They want the big money. They're rich kids. Julio got $15 million straight up. Could take care of his family immediately with that $15 million. These two kids are rich kids. Dad's played professional sports, so there's no contract extension there, but that's another point. After watching Gausman last start, there's just not a chance I'm going to. I just don't know. How are we supposed? Like, I can understand, Jose, you're saying, well, I woke up side of the bed. I don't know. Fuck, man. If this is just a live betting game for me at this point, I can't trust it. But I was 504 minus 108. There's no way I'm going to put after watching Gausman last start and look at his numbers at home. Like, it doesn't feel good for me here. And that makes the Cubs the only look here. And look, the Blue Jays need to play against important spots. Like, maybe Stroman will help. They need to play against, if they play against bottom tier teams, they fucking lose. They don't seem to care enough, especially after what Teoscar did. Now Teoscar was benched yesterday. What are you going to do here, Pete?
Wow, this is tough. This is great information from you guys. If I hadn't heard what you just said, Jimmy the Bag, I probably would have taken no run in the first inning and maybe a shot with the first 3 under as well. But you, based on what you've seen, would strongly recommend against that. Nutflush Allen says when he was with the Giants, you could tell in the first if a splitter was working, and if not, and velocity was down, it was an auto live bet. That's clearly the way to go here. But considering that we have to make our decisions right now, yeah, Nutflush Allen says you already answered the question. Live bet only. Wow, you're really down on Gausman here, Jim.
No, it's not about being down. It's about not knowing. Why am I going to sit here and feel like this is all about us working together, studying together, finding an edge that we believe in? How am I supposed to? How do we know if it had not happened all season long? So if he goes out there and you got money on him and his first pitch is 92, you're fucked. You've lost that bet. So,
okay, I'll take a shot with it anyway. Hopefully we can get one good inning out of Gausman. That's all we need. And then Stroman not to fuck it up. And if it loses, it's fine. Minus 113. No run in first inning at Pinnacle right now. Minus 113. I bet that on the overnight line. Maybe it's a losing bet, but I'll make it official. Minus 113.
I like that bet.
Well, you guys
Man,
are both,
this is an interesting situation.
you guys are both on the board. This is a cut. Like this is a Cubs or no bet. But the last thing I want to do.
Even if Gossman was like on his game, I'm not sure how you could justify with how Toronto's been at home this year and in general that big of a favorite. I mean, it's ridiculous a little bit.
And the last thing I want to do here though is take the Cubs first 5, and then
why?
Yeah,
because
like,
what if his first pitch?
half?
But what if his first pitch is 95? Do I want to? And I know he's had bad numbers at home. I was on the show saying he's the second best pitcher in the American League. Now, there's lots of arguments, and there's lots of other guys who could put in that conversation. But that's the last thing I want. Like, there's too much unknown for me to risk money. I can't do it. I'll cheer you guys on, and I'll cheer the Jays on, and I'll sort of cheer Stroman on. I like him. Jose first 5 under 4 at -108. Loshak no run first inning.
And I did also bet first 3 and first 5 on the under on the overnight lines. Hopefully those will cash. I'm not going to make them official though.
Blackdoor King loving the Nerfy in this spot. So
I also like that plus a half for the Cubs as well. I was surprised you're not on that, honestly. Because you could get a 0-0, worst case, I guess, or something like that. But the Cubs and the Blue Jays are hitting basically the exact same against righties, weighted run traded plus wise. They're 16th and 17th. So that's I'm kind of a little surprised, but I understand why you wouldn't want to go against the Blue Jays. I never go against the Red Sox.
It's not about that. It's just like, why have you in your career, we've all been there, where you've made a bet and you sit down to watch it, and then immediately you're like, oh, I'm fucked. And like, I just don't want to sit there and watch him throw 95 and be the second best pitcher in the American League and be on the other side. Like, I'd be happy to fade the Jays, and I love watching Dennis Garcia fade them every day. He's a great capper, and he's not afraid to fade. I have no problem. It's all about money. I don't care about the Blue Jays, really. I just want to make money.
Fair, sir.
Okay, and this team has become a lot less likable as the season's gone on.
No, I have the same feeling about the Red Sox. It's okay. They are a lot less likable now. Johnny Gunn's asking a quick question real quick. Could you go over the cash flow and opening lines again?
Yes, absolutely. I can. So we're using Pinnacle opening lines. The total's gone 14-cent drop. So it opened up juice to the over 8, now juice to the under 8, -114. And from a money line, there's been the Jays have gone from -210 to -202. So a slight move towards the Cubs. And then the Cubs have full line value here. Oh, no, they don't. What am I talking about? Sorry. We just did the sorry. My bad there. We talked about Baltimore. We talked about Miami, full line value. But the Cubs have 35% of the tickets, 41, no value at all. There's none on either side. 35% of tickets, 41% of the cash, 60% of tickets, 65% of cash. Okay. Let's move on here. Joe Urick says the Jays almost lost 20 units at home this season. Oof. Okay. Let's move on, and our guy Jose is sticking with us because he's got a move on this game. Not only does Jose have a move on this game, but we have reached Ron Crawford's spreadsheet play of the day. He is on the Los Angeles Dodgers with Andrew Heaney here on the road. Dodgers met Citi Field in Queens, New York. Let's start out with the weather here in Queens, New York. Speaking of New York, not far from Atlantic City, and we have the Buy Me Coffee up there. We are trying to get close enough so that we can just pick a date and start planning. And so if you and every cent that goes in there will be put into our accommodations and our partying and our food and all that stuff. So that the Buy Me Coffee, Jose just popped that into the chat. Citi Field in Queens, New York. Andrew Heaney, whom so in that last start, I was like, Andrew Heaney's the only vulnerable spot, I think, on this whole Dodgers team, and I want to fade him. So I was on the Brewers first 3. And first inning, home run, I think it was, I can't remember who got the home run now offhand, but home run in the first inning. And I was like, see? And then the Dodgers put up 4 in the bottom of the inning and won 12-6, and it was a loss. But I still find Heaney to be vulnerable. The problem is the Mets aren't hitting lefties. Last 30 days, 226.43 OPS. That bothers me so much. On the road, Heaney 3.38 ERA, 234 opponents batting average, small sample size with everything. In his last start, he got his shit together. He had 10 strikeouts, no walk, 2 earned runs in 6 innings. He looked good. Taijuan Walker last start, 4-2 loss to the Yankees. He went 5 innings, allowed 2 earned runs. At home, he's been a little worse than he's been on the road. 4-1, 3.49 ERA, 234 opponents batting average. The Dodgers are destroying righties. 292, 877 OPS. Dodgers bullpen's been so good. 2.13 ERA, 0.80 whip over the last 30. Mets bullpen's been struggling. 4.15 ERA, 1.38 whip. And there's Joe Yurfik said, sorry, minus 16 units for the Jays at home. Ski Profit says over 8.5 seems like the play. By the way, Mark Schillenberg making moves. We don't know yet. Good. We haven't picked the date yet, but I would guess it being probably after the Super Bowl and before May next year, if I was to guess. Okay, so let's move over to the line history in this Dodgers Mets spot right here. Heaney versus Walker. Line history here at Penny. A big move to the Dodgers. They opened up at minus 125. They're up to minus 145. A 20-cent move towards them at Pinnacle. And when we go to the total, a decent size move to the over. It's an 11-cent move. Opened at 8.5 minus 106 to the over at Penny. It's now minus 117. So a move, and Noli knows calling skiing over better. Let's take a look at this spot here where the cash is in this Mets game. We have, here we go. 4,652 tickets in. 56% of the tickets, 83% of cash on the Dodgers. Then you have 41% of the tickets, but 53% of cash on the over. So bigger bets coming in on the over. This one's tough. Jose's already got to say, hey, play, and I'd love to hear it. Don't forget Ron Crawford, spreadsheet play days on the Dodgers. Take it away, Jose.
I'm going to admit, I've slandered the Dodgers all year, and I have said the Mets and the Braves are a better team than the Dodgers. And obviously, I'm thinking more towards the playoffs and the regular season. The Dodgers are a regular season juggernaut, which has me worried. But shockingly enough, I like the Mets here. I think Taijuan Walker can get something together here. He had a nice start in his first start back from an injury. 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, a home run, 3 Ks, 2 walks against the Mets or against the Yankees at the Yankees. This is definitely a stick in the wind play. I can already feel the pushback coming here. Ron Crawford on the Dodgers. Pete's face makes it seem like he's on the Dodgers. Heaney has been good this year in spurts. I've been a Heaney guy. I've talked about him frequently and how all the smart baseball teams kind of jumped in on Heaney early and tried to get him, and then the smartest of them all got him in the Dodgers, and they taught him the Dodgers slider that all the Dodgers pitchers know now, and it's turned out to be great. So it's scary. It's truly scary, but I think the Mets get runs here today, and I think that a wild and raucous, I don't know what it's called. It's called Citi Field. I think it's called Citi Field. I think the Mets environment gets them going here in a big game here. I know they're 25th against lefties, 83 weighted runs created plus. I know the Dodgers are second against righties, 144 weighted runs created plus. But I like the Mets here today. I really thought about taking the first 5 plus a half here and try to avoid the bullpen chicanery. The over that Ski was talking about also interests me as well. But it's just a tough game, obviously. And I just kind of like the Mets as a home dog at plus money every time, really.
By the way, I don't know if I mentioned the weather. It's hugely offensive weather at Citi Field. I don't know if I did. I must have, though. 14.7 miles per hour to left center. Dies down to 13.8 miles per hour. And I've got great news for you, Jose. JPZ wants in on the stake action.
I'll be honest. I have lost the last 2 stake bets that I've made in just heart-crushing fashions. There's just been one run, just brutalizers, and I've been taking like plus 150 dogs in each stake bet. And that's not going to stop me today. I'm taking it again. Let's go, JPZ. I'll take the stake bet, no problem. I'm like an addict. I was reformed, and now I'm back in it again. Hit the fucking music, Jim.
Everybody in the audience, now listen to me carefully. is being given a special package, and I don't want you to open it. Do not open it. Cameras are on you, so do not open until I tell you. All right, open your boxes. Open your boxes. 1, 2, 3.
You get a steak. 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 Everybody gets a steak.
All right. Let's hear what Pistol Pete Loshak has to say about this, because so far with our talk here, I want in on the over, and I think I would like just to focus on the first 5 here. But I don't know if that's necessary, let me say. But I don't want to double up. Pete, what are your thoughts here, Dodgers Mets?
Yeah, I mean, when I first heard Jose say that he liked the Mets, I was going to make some kind of joke being like, is Jose okay, Jimmy? Is everything okay with it? But now I think it's defensible. I definitely don't trust Taijuan Walker against this lineup. He might be good, but he's obviously having, health issues. He's had in his career history of health issues, and he's certainly exhibiting that now. I did bet the overs. I bet run in the first inning, yes. I bet the first 3 over. I bet first 5 over, and I also bet the full game over a little bit. But mostly I bet the first 3 and first 5, because if they don't get over early, then I wouldn't want the full game. I definitely like the Dodgers. I bet the Dodgers team total over. I actually got 4 at minus 150 because I got a nice line there. So I don't necessarily. I trust Walker less than Heaney here, but it could easily be the case where Walker is surprisingly good and the Mets get to Heaney. So I like all those plays. Definitely liking the Dodgers here, but I didn't bet them. On their money line or run line. I just bet them on the team total over. And I think the Mets full game as a dog is actually defensible. But the Dodgers have such a good pen though, so that's a little bit tough. But as a dog, it's defensible for sure. We can definitely make run in the first inning minus 110 official. It's minus 119 at Pinnacle, but at Caesars I'm seeing minus 110. And I'm probably going to double up. I'll probably throw on the first 5 over as well, and maybe I'll throw on the Dodgers team total over as well. But definitely liking overs here in this one. Definitely not trusting Walker against this lineup, but if he comes in and has a 6-inning 2-run start, that wouldn't blow my mind. And it will probably mean that my team total over is a loser. But that's how I'm feeling about this one, Jimmy the Bag. We can make run in the first inning, yes, at minus 110 at Caesars official.
Okay, let's do that. Yes, run first inning. What was that at?
Minus 110.
Well, I'm with. I think that we have Mike M also on the Pimp Slap play of the day. Oh yes, Reaver, we know that you've signed up, so the emails are going out soon. So we have a list of everyone who signed up, and we saw that you're in, which we're all excited about. So don't worry, everybody will be locked down and taken care of. And now we have, if you go to pubsportsradio.com, you'll see on the top that you can just click on the contest link at the very top, and it takes you right to the page. Makes it really easy for you. But you're locked down. We know you're in, and everybody's going to get emails, and it's all going to be all good.
I've got 2 plays officially here. I'm running with the over, and I'm going to take Mets first 5 money line as well.
Mets first 5 money line. And
wow.
Let's lock that in.
Okay, now I am really wondering if something is Jose okay? Is Jose?
It's maybe I'm still on the beach. I had that sun. Maybe I'm still jet lagged. Who knows? But it's a big spot. I'm telling. I really think that the Mets are going to want to make a statement here.
Sure.
They got smacked in the mouth by
Sure.
the Yankees. I think them being at home is definitely a factor. And maybe we've got a little interesting travel spot as well, because the Dodgers were in Miami yesterday,
Sure.
and they fucked me right in the butt as they lost, or they won 3-2, and I had them minus 1.5, obviously. So I think it could be a travel spot for them too, all those things considered. I just don't think I could lay, obviously, the minus 150, whatever it is now with Heaney. But I do like, obviously, the 8 as well as the over.
I'm surprised that it's available for. I can give you a better line than Pinnacle, minus 115. I don't think this 8.5 is going to last. I think I'm going to have to bet. A lot of times I'll just say, you know what, I hope it's there, but not today. I'm going to fucking bet this during the show, so I'm going to get in on the over 8.5. So
Lucas Ryan says Jose started breaking the Prozac in half. Shout out to Lucas Ryan.
I feel like there's going to be a playoff type atmosphere. Let me just pump the brakes there. I could go on both, but I think I'm just going to focus on the first 5 over. And then I have some interest. I have some interest in the Dodgers, but I don't like Heaney. I don't trust him. So I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to stick with the first 5 over 4.5. But maybe I am leaving money on the table. Maybe this needs a full game over 8.5 as well. I mean, I prefer the first 5 over 4.5. Jose, why are you taking the full game over the first 5?
Just mornings. At the end of the day, I don't like either bullpen really. I don't trust the Dodgers bullpen still. Like it's just one of those things. Like the Houston Astros have like the best bullpen ERA. I haven't looked in a while, but they had the best bullpen ERA in a while. They probably still do, and it's still the weakest part of their team. And the same thing with the Dodgers here. It's still the weakest part of their team, and the Mets obviously is always scary as well. Kimbrel yesterday tried to blow their game in Miami. As best he could, and I don't think he'll be available today. So maybe that is a benefit for the Dodgers. But at the end of the day, like I said, just bullpens that I don't trust here as well. So just give me the full game.
Well, I'm certainly going to be on the first 5 over 4.5. I also have some interest in the Dodgers, even though I don't trust Heaney. I guess I trust. This Dodgers offense is so tough, such a juggernaut that I would say that, Taijuan Walker going up against the Dodgers offense, I trust less than Heaney against the Mets offense. But, we know the Mets aren't hitting lefties of late, but maybe the Dodgers are just the play here.
Jose doesn't trust the Dodgers bullpen, huh?
Yeah, he doesn't believe in numbers. He's not a numbers guy.
Is Jose okay? Is Jose okay, Jimmy? I mean,
first
the Mets, then he wants first 5. Now he says he doesn't trust the Dodgers bullpen.
Look at these eyes.
Dodgers bullpen, you'd think he'd maybe want to take the Dodgers full game. Is Jose okay?
Eye test.
Okay. I hear you, Jose.
I've seen these Dodgers fold in the playoffs all the time. I've seen it too many times. Their bullpen just not convincing. It's not convincing.
Well, I bet no run. I bet run in first inning. That's official. I also bet the first 5 over, and I bet the Dodgers team total over. So we'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out.
But you've only made yes run first inning official.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. Heaney. Heaney is pitching pretty well right now, and again, a 6-inning 2-run start from Walker would not be a shock at all. And, for the other things people are talking about, a West Coast team is a favorite on the road. So, yeah, I'm just going to make that run in first inning official for now.
Armchair MMA says, hear me out. Would you guys still like an over if the Mets are up late, losing that half an inning? I think that if the Mets are up, it probably helps offense. You want the Dodgers, scraping, trying to get runs. So, okay. I like it. I like Ski was initially, right all over the over, and it makes a ton of sense to me here. I just got to figure out whether I want to double up or not. Okay, so we move, and then you know what I think? I really think that, the number of the Mets numbers versus lefties makes me want to trust Heaney a little bit and back the Dodgers here, but I won't. I'll just stick with the over 4.5 and the over 8.5. All right, let's move.
Let me do one more thing, Jimmy the Bag. I did take the Dodgers team total. I got it at minus 150 at 4. I'm seeing 162 at Caesars. We'll take that. Dodgers team total over 4 minus 162.
Dodgers team over 4.
Yeah.
No, AJ 1337, a good mention here. Maybe the Mets are friends and family. Who knows? Friends and family again, extremely hot with this trio.
Yes, but we're 4-10, so it's not.
Jimmy, I'd beg for 4-10 with the friends and family parlay. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I gave you the stats for that, but I did the I did the winning percentage wrong. I don't know why I did that. I wasn't thinking it's 28.6% we're hitting at friends and family. 28.6%. So if you could change that with what I gave you. But we're a 4-10, 28.6% plus 12.68 units. Our ROI 90.57%, average line plus 546. And Pete Loshak is 4-0 in the friends and family spot. He went. That you see that with Pete though, like when it comes to birthday picks and friends, like he takes it to that next level. He just cares so much, and we love it.
I'm not. We're not going to talk about the plus 163 I just threw in there last week and casually got the dub there. We won't mention that one. We won't
It was
mention
impressive.
Whatever.
Stefanage. Sweet Stefanage.
You know, I got shat on when I added in there. Oh no, what are you doing? And then look at us.
Shat on? I didn't know.
No, we didn't shat. We shat on you for the Reds plus a half. A little. I did a little bit. I felt bad. I was like, why? It's so stupid of me. Even though that almost cashed. I came so close to cashing. It was a great bet.
Justin Dunn.
I don't remember.
I don't remember it either. I just say things sometimes to make people feel bad about me. You know, that's how it goes. That's how show business goes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, Pete. I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Okay, great. We'll go. We'll have fun. But and as always, if you don't turn the camera on, it may as well not have happened. So we'll go to the restaurant with the cameras rolling.
Yeah, no, Helga's gonna be with me. She's my personal camera woman.
Hell yeah! And we'll cap at the same. We'll cap and eat Venezuelan food at the same time. It'll be awesome. Killer content.
Will you be able to defend me when I'm wearing a bunch of Red Sox shit though? Because
sure.
All right. Okay, good. Then I'd be a lot better. All right, I'll let Helga know.
All right, Jose will be back. He still has one more spot on the board that he is attacking with us. Let's move on. 7:10 p.m. Eastern, and we have arrived at none other than the taint play of the day, and it's a full game under 7.5 in Mariners Tigers. And I came so close to moving on the first 5 under 4, and he's got 2 units on that as well. Shout out to the taint play of the day. Seattle, Detroit, full game under 7.5. Eric Jones also on the under 7.5 here. George Kirby going up against Matt Manning, and it's that I wish I had. God, there's so many numbers in baseball. I wish I had more. I just love third straight home start for pitchers. I always have, and it's a third straight home start for Matt Manning, so he can stay in his rhythm and his comfort zone. Let's take a look at the weather first and foremost here at Comerica in Detroit. 78 Fahrenheit, and it's blowing out heavy. 13.8 miles per hour out to left field. It's a pitcher's ballpark, but this will help the offenses. The horrifically meek offenses of these two teams. Opens at 13.8 miles per hour, closes at 11.5 miles per hour. Then let's move over to the line history in this one here. Mariners, Tigers, Kirby, Manning. We have it opening up at plus 152 to the Tigers, now plus 155. So there's been a 4-cent move, though, to the Mariners, minus 160 to minus 170. 4-cent move. And why? Why? Detroit Tigers have, and I have to look again, but I believe they have full line value. All the big bets are on the Tigers. So why? It just makes no sense to me why they would be making it. Well, obviously, the books don't think the Tigers are going to win. This total opens up at 7.5, shoots up to 8. That was another thing that stopped me completely leaving my tracks. And because it went up to 8, I was like, you know what? Don't move on this yet. Talk to the squad about it. It moved back to 7.5 at 10:41 a.m. And I was going to pull the trigger like just before showtime. So I'd seen that it had moved back to 7.5, but I still was like, why on earth did it move to 8 in the first place? So we have a slight move to the Mariners. We have this Tigers team here with full line value. You have 38% of the tickets and 73% of the cash on the Tigers, and the books don't give a fuck. Then you have 60% of the tickets and 68% of cash on the under, and yet it moved up to 8. So Noli says ski smash spot right here. By the way, Ixchnizzle has written out the lyrics for the Friends and Family Parlay, and it's live, man. It's he's ready to drop bars for. Jose loves it. Yeah, we love it, Ixchnizzle, and I've heard it. He sent it to me. It sounds really, really good. So we gotta get a beat. Noli says, don't believe that hype on the wind. He says smash spot right here. Ooh-wee. This one's wild. So, Kirby, last start, 3-1 loss at home versus Nats. He looked very good. 7 innings, 1 earned run, 9 Ks, no walks. He looked excellent. On the road, he's been good all year, better than he's even been at home. 4-1, 3.19 ERA, 256 opponents batting average. Then you have Matt Manning, who looks like there was a reason why he was a top 10 pick. You know, he looks like the real deal. His last start was at home versus the Giants. He went 6 innings, allowed 0 runs, 8 strikeouts. These teams are abysmal offensively. The Tigers versus righties, 222, 620 OPS last 30. The Mariners, 204. That's the lowest batting average in the league with a 646 OPS. The Mariners bullpen has been so good. 2.25 ERA, 0.90 whip over the last 30. The Tigers bullpen has been atrocious. 5.24 ERA, 1.43 whip over the last 30. Take it away here, Pete. Mariners, Tigers.
Yeah, I was definitely leaning Tigers and under. I did bet first 3 under and no run in the first inning a bit. Manning, I've been betting Manning, while he's been doing great. His last start, though, statistically it looks good, but monitoring it, you know that he was in trouble quite a bit, and he got out of it, which is partially a good sign, partially not a great sign. But, his overall peripherals are just looking very good, and his stuff is looking good. And I'm willing to bet that that this game is more likely than not to be good, and not that he'll be vulnerable again like he was in his last start and not be able to get out of it. Although Seattle, has some hitters that can get to him. And Kirby is interesting. His home run and walk numbers are awesome. Stuff isn't that great, but he gets results. Probably will regress a bit from the absolute numbers that he's put up recently going forward. But he's still decent. And Detroit, has a bad offense, no question about it, but maybe not quite as terrible as a lot of people think that they are. It's again, this is another one of the games I talked about it at the beginning of this show. I made a lot of bets on this card, but all of them small. And I did bet Detroit. I bet first 3 under, and I bet no run in the first inning, all small. But the money and the line movements that you discussed, Jimmy, I don't really have an explanation for, and they are minorly troubling. Just minorly.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to stay off of this, and maybe it's more about my weakness as a capper, because Matty Ice shows no fear in the face of these numbers. He just focuses on his own capping, and look at the success he has. And here I just find it very uncomfortable. Let's just go over the cash flow once again here in this Seattle-Detroit game. You have 38% of the tickets on Detroit and 74% of the cash, yet a 4-cent move towards the Mariners on Pinnacle. Then you have 60% of the tickets and 68% of cash on the under, and yet it went up to 8 for a little while and then came back to 7.5. The Reaver likes the Tigers' first 5. I guess when this is
he like the under, or what is he on?
Matty Ice play of the day is the full game under 7.5, but he also has 2 units on the first 5 under 4.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Johnny Gunn says, "Do you believe in reverse line movement? I think it's profitable." I guess I do believe in it. Yeah, I certainly believe in the books not trying to be 50-50 anymore, and the books are trying to beat us with their supercomputers. So, it's just changed the way. Sorry, Pete?
I said the books have never really been 50-50.
No, but there was always the idea that people would say that they want the books are trying to get back to 50-50, and I don't believe that at all. That's but yeah. Billy Fraser says Kirby's been good in his last 5 starts. Noli Noah says, "I believe in me." We just saw that work, Noli. We just saw.
I believe in Noli. That's for damn sure.
I believe in Noli. Yeah, I agree. I believe
is he on the under? Is he on the under?
Oh, he's loving this.
He's loving it.
He hasn't come out and fully said it, but he's given us hints. He says ski smash spot right here. So obviously, yeah. And he says, "Don't believe the hype on that wind."
I'm also on this under.
Okay, that's not great. No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I think it's
Look at what Joe is saying. God, I love capping with Joe. This is Joe. He says Kirby left-right splits are incredible. He projects to be against 7 lefties, which is great for him. He says, check it out. He struggles against righties. Wow. All right. I'll just cheer for you guys.
Yeah, I bet on all the unders. I bet no run first inning, first 3 under, and first 5 under a little, but I don't know if I want to make them official. Yeah, although I should.
Okay. Well, we'll give a once over here.
Yeah, I might add it on later.
7:20 p.m. Eastern is next up for us. It is the Colorado Rockies, 55-74, 19-42 on the road at the Atlanta Braves, 29 games over 500 and 18 games over 500 at home. We're at Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. We'll start out with the weather in Atlanta. 82 Fahrenheit, 7.6 miles per hour out to left center. Dies down to 5.1 miles per hour. Go over to the line history in this one. Just take me a second to get over there to this Braves spot. Urena versus Fried. Line history-wise, the Braves opened up at minus 320. They're now minus 365. That's a 45-cent move at Pinnacle. That's the biggest move that we've seen thus far. From a total look, this opened up at 8, minus 112 to the over. It's now at 8.5, and that minus 112 is to the under. Let's go over to the cash flow in this Braves spot here. There's slight line value on Max Fried and the Braves, even at this price, which is hard to believe. Let me refresh it and see if that has changed at all. No, slight line value on the Braves, even at this price. So they're at about 10% line value, maybe 12%. 93% of the tickets, 92% of cash, and a huge move towards them. Then you have 29% of the tickets, 92% of the cash on the under. That's surprising because it's gone from 8 to 8.5, making it more appealing for the under bettors. And Noli says, Pete, it's better when Jimmy stays off the under. I get it. Whatever,
You know what?
whatever.
You can add on first 3 under 2.5 minus 150. That's a little juicy, but that's okay. It doesn't faze me. Seattle, Detroit, first 3 under 2.5 minus 150.
You are there. You are on it. Okay, so take it away, Pete, here. Rockies. Well, let's just talk about Urena quickly. His last start was just horrific. 1 1/3 innings, 9 hits, 9 earned runs. Terrible. 16-4 loss at home versus the Rangers. He's been better on the road than he's been at home. 4.21 ERA, 2.69 opponent's batting average, but he's not looked good lately. There's a reason why he wasn't in the majors for the first half of the season. Max Fried, on the other hand, coming off a 6-1 win at the Pirates, he was dominant. 8 innings, 1 earned run, 7 Ks, 1 walk. He's been very good at home this year. Splits are fine either way. 2.49 ERA, 2.45 opponent's batting average at home. Rockies versus lefties, 274, 748 OPS. They're getting their power back against lefties. Braves versus righties, 264, 768. Rockies bullpen, 2.05 runs worse per 9 innings than the Braves bullpen. Take it away here, Pete. Rockies, Braves.
Yeah, this one, obviously the Braves should be a big favorite, but I don't like it. Urena shelled in his last start, of course, but, even though Atlanta has a tough lineup, this should be better for him. My numbers indicate a 6-inning, 3-run type start. Fried, very good, but does usually give up a few, guessing 7 innings and 2 runs for him. Possibly better, but it's at the current lines. I'm going to stay off. And if you gave me a free play, I'd probably take a small shot with Colorado first 3 or first 5, something like that. Line's just too big according to my numbers.
Yeah, it's too big.
And slightly to the under, believe it or not, according to my numbers. Not that I trust them, but believe it or not.
Well, the big bets have all come in on the under. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but it's moved from 8 to 8.5. A coin reminding us of Urena's days when he was with the Marlins, plunking Acuna. Forgot all about that. This is not a spot that I want to make moves on.
Urena is again a guy who throws a sinker, so high volatility with him, and a lot of time, the sinker ballers will have those 9-run starts more often than others, and then they'll come back in their next start and be 6-3 or like 7-1. And when he's on his game, he'll be pretty unhittable even against a good lineup like Atlanta in this park. So I'd be leaning under and slightly into Colorado at these lines.
Yeah, no, I get it. Okay. Let's keep rolling. And Joe Yurvich also is on that under. Seattle, Detroit, first 5 under 4 at minus 105.
Yeah, and then also coin makes that good point. There is drama between Urena and Acuna and Atlanta and everything.
All right, we move on. This was the 3rd spot. So I told you there were 3 spots that I was going to bet before the show. I only moved on one of them. Royals first 5. I passed on the Detroit first 5 under 4. And then here was the other one that I wanted to move on in. I it just wasn't all correlating, so I thought I'd talk it out with you guys. It was backing these Minnesota Twins at home. Backing the Twins at home. I wanted to do it, and I didn't. Boston Red Sox and Minnesota Twins. These Red Sox 62 and 67, 31-33 on the road at the Twins, 66 and 61, 39-28 at home. We're at Target Field in Minneapolis, Minnesota. 80 Fahrenheit in Minnesota, 9.6 miles per hour to right field. Dies down to 6.3. Blowing out in Minnesota. Nice weather there. Nasty Nate says Red Sox smash. Billy Friedrich says I'm staying off Acuna props. He may get plunked and charge the mound. Then my over total bases loses. And Alfred 44 saying Acuna's been out for the last few days, but Noli knows thinking about back in the Acuna props. Ronnie and Bergia says can't trust these Twinkies, especially with Archer on the bump. See, I was thinking that the Twins had a pitching advantage here, and that's why they should be trusted. But let's take a look at the line history here. And we are dealing with Pinnacle. No movement. Opened up minus 126 to the Twins. The Twins got up to minus 133 this morning, but they're right back at minus 126. From a totals look, it opened up at 9. It dropped to 8.5. When it dropped 8.5 the first time, it only stayed there for 22 minutes. Got back to 9. But it's back at 8.5 again right now as we speak. Now that's plus 104 to the under, so I'm sure there's still 9s in a bunch of the books. When we talk about the spot here with the cash, just 3,871 tickets in. 70% of the tickets, 78% of cash on Minnesota, but market not moving towards them. 78% of tickets on the over. We don't have a cash count. Robert Franklin on the over 9. Eric Jones on the over 9. Cutter Crawford looked awful in the last start at home to the Jays. I would like to bring Jose Bouquet on here to get some Cutter Crawford information. Last start against the Jays, 4 2/3, 10 hits, 4 earned runs, 5 Ks, and 2 walks. On the road, he's been abysmal. 2.3, 6.27 ERA, 3.04 opponent's batting average. Chris Archer had a bad start last out at the Astros, but he's been good all year at home. 2-3, 3.83 ERA, 2.11 opponent's batting average. The Twins just aren't hitting. 248, 687 OPS versus righties last 30, while the Red Sox are 265, 717. But the Twins bullpen is 2.11 runs better per 9 innings than the Red Sox bullpen, which has just been an atrocity. Rob Free says, can't really trust these Red Sox either. Jose, talk to us about this spot with the Red Sox. Are you moving on it? Do you trust Cutter Crawford? What are your thoughts on this one?
No, I do not trust Cutter Crawford. He's a young pitcher in the majors, so he's just going to keep going up and down, up and down, up and down right now. He was hot for a little bit, was the best pitcher for the Red Sox for like 2 weeks. Then now the last 2 starts, 4 earned runs against the Blue Jays, 10 hits, sucked. 9 earned runs against the Baltimore Orioles at the Orioles in a big start, sucked. I do not trust the Red Sox at all. The offense has been disappointing overall. I mean, but last 3 games, it's been okay. Yesterday, they didn't show up and it didn't help them at all. I mean, it was a 4-2 loss. I kind of expect to win games that 4 runs. I don't know. That's just me, but Bogarts and Devers both crush my man, Chris Archer here. I do not like Chris Archer at all. I don't think he's a good pitcher, truthfully. A lot better this year than he was in Tampa Bay. Maybe an over spot, but I don't trust the Red Sox offense, and watching them makes my eyes bleed. So, ultimately it's probably going to be a pass.
Interesting. And I get why it would be a pass. I wish the market was moving towards the Twins and putting it on a silver plate for me. Pistol Pete Loshak, Red Sox Twins.
Yeah. First of all, Cheshire Cat says that I must have watched Shawshank Redemption before the show because I'm so serious. Yeah, I don't know, Cheshire Cat. I'm just but here. How about this? That's the best I can do for right now. This one is yesterday. I kind of got burned a little. No, I got bailed out. I had the first 5 over, which did cash with 2 outs in the bottom of the first 5. I also had the Boston team total over, which Jose will probably say was an awful bet. This one is, Archer continues to be vulnerable, but his strikeout and walk and home run numbers have actually been good in August. And, Cutter Crawford hasn't done well recently, but Minnesota is like White Sox territory in terms of their just sort of underwhelming and disappointingness overall offensively. So I did, on the overnight line, admit that I took a small shot with the first 5 over again at 4.5, thinking that one of these starters will probably get hit. But Jose Bouquet, Boston offensively, how bad is it right now? I mean, are they just like an average MLB team that sometimes is like kind of crappy, sometimes puts up a 10 spot? What's your take on Boston offensively right now?
Since the beginning of August against righties, they're 97 weighted runs created plus, 15th, about average.
Okay.
It's really just up and down, like you mentioned. And if they're gonna do it, I think they would go today because yesterday they had a bad day. Like Verdugo went like 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. He's been one of the engines of this offense recently, so I think he'll have a good game bouncing back. Like I said, Bogarts and Devers both have good numbies off of Chris Archer. Xander, 35 at bats, 314 average. Not as much power as I'd like. Only 3 doubles, no home runs, no triples there. 12 strikeouts. Rafael Devers, 7 at bats, 3 hits, 2 doubles there, 429 average. Kike's hitting 500 off him in 5 at bats, or I should say 4 at plate appearances, 5 at bats because he walked once. But I really think that this could be an over spot. But I just, at the end of the day, I have watched a lot of Red Sox baseball, and it's so up and down. Like guys like JD Martinez he's been brutalizing me all year. He's just been absent. The Red Sox are going to let him walk in free agency this year. I'm just warning people now. He just has not been that same guy. No power. He hit his 10th home run like 2 days ago. So it was tough.
Joe Yurkovich says, I had the over yesterday and Boston left runners on a lot. Both bullpen shut him down. I like the over here again. Except that, like, again, Archer's, peripherals are pretty nice. And the Minnesota bullpen, of course, is excellent. And Boston offensively is just kind of underwhelming. So I'm not, and Minnesota's offense is not a team that I want to be betting overs with either, unless they're up against Corbin or, so it's I don't know about the over here. I did bet the first 5 over small.
I have a request here,
Yeah.
Jose. For Jose, could you please never call them numbies again?
Sure.
Thank you.
Could you make a list of all the words that I should not say on this program for me?
I will start. Yes, I will start. We'll start with numbies.
You also don't like baby boys, but
Yeah, no, I'd like those two both to never be
Pete,
uttered.
do you have any suggestions in this? You want to throw this in there?
No, just try to mumble less would be my suggestion. But no, we love the mumbling. That's what makes you. I think you should just continue to be who you are and deal with say whatever the hell you want, deal whatever consequences come your way. I like numbies.
No, the guys are right. Shooty hoops.
Yep.
We need to lose that numbies and baby boy. Okay.
Tough. Nasty Nate is on the first 5 over, but neither of these offenses make me feel good about that.
It's tough. And by the way, Dennis Garcia is seeing Shawshank Redemption for the first time yesterday. It's hilarious. There's a lot. He apparently has not seen a lot of movies.
I don't know how he's not seen Shawshank. It's so wild. But Dennis is such a mysterious man. He's the most mysterious.
What does he do all day, Dennis? What do you do all day, Dennis?
He gambles and he stays in shape.
You're right. He does run. I forgot that Dennis goes out and run. I couldn't imagine that. But you're right. Shout out to he's running all day, so he can't watch classic films. Watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off next.
Oh, come on.
He's never seen it.
Good.
It was.
Oh,
come on. Come on. Don't say that.
You can't put it in the Shawshank.
It's a great film.
Okay, but let's stay focused here. Red Sox Twinkies, I'm going to stay off. But my plan was to bet the Twins. My whole plan was to bet the Twins, and I won't follow through with it. Do any of you guys want to make anything official here before we move on to our next spot, Astros Rangers?
No, I mean, I was definitely leaning the Twins, and I did bet that one small. I took Twins -1 small, again, just because Archer, vulnerable, but his peripherals, look okay to me, and he's going up against a lineup that doesn't look that great, and then you got a bullpen edge for Minnesota as well. So, and at the current line, I did bet Minnesota -1. I wouldn't be against making that official either.
Well, why wouldn't you bet the Minnesota Twins? Everything points.
I did bet Minnesota. I did.
So then seeing the market not move towards them, and aren't we dealing with 78% or is it 68%? Let's just go back to the. it's now 81% of the cash is on the Minnesota Twins. Why would the market not be moving over there? I mean, it's just that's enough to keep me off. And it's not working that well. Everything I'm doing, it's just keeping my head above water, which is fine. But it makes it. You guys, let's stay focused here. All right, so Jose, you're off, and Pete, are you going to make the Twins official?
Maybe at the end. Maybe at the end of the show. I mean, I bet it. I don't hate it. I don't love it. But I mean, right now, both these teams are kind of underwhelming and disappointing. But right now, Boston is more underwhelming and disappointing than Minnesota. Wouldn't you agree, Jose?
Yep. The Red Sox are dead. They suck ass, and they've started bringing up the young pitchers in AAA to see what they have. So yeah, the Red Sox season's over. They're done.
The Red Sox felch? Is that what you just said?
No, I don't know what that means.
Okay. Well,
that's not in my vocabulary. I'm sorry. English is my second language.
Okay. But you said that. You said that the Red Sox are a bunch of felchers. I can't believe you would say that about your team, but whatever.
I still don't know what that means. I don't know what that means still.
It's just like
what language is that?
It's just kissing a girl in the mouth. So I mean,
I don't believe that. Why are you lying to me now? I
thought while you're looking it up, also look up frottage. Frottage. That's a good word to know as well. Frottage. You know what? We can do it. Minnesota -1 plus 14. I'll make that official.
All right. You are in.
Could you spell that for me, Pete?
What'd you say?
Could you spell that for me, Pete?
FROTT to the T to the A to the G to the E, baby.
Frottage.
It is the technique or the process of taking a rubbing or uneven.
Okay, so Loshak is on the Twins -1. Did you get plus 114 on that?
Plus 114 at Heritage, yeah.
All right, we move on. Next up, 8:05 p.m. Eastern, Houston Astros, 82-47, 39-27 on the road at the Texas Rangers, 58-69, 28-36 at home. Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. We have Framber Valdez going up against Dane Dunning. We expect the roof to be closed, and that might not be a fair assumption. Opening up at 95 down to 89. So maybe it's cooling down a little bit enough to possibly be open. And that's a crucial information. Do you think so, Pete? Do you think it's cooling down enough for the roof to be open?
I would assume closed.
I would too, but that's very important. Okay.
Well, confidently, but not absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We have the Battle of Texas here in Houston versus Texas. First, we'll go up to check out the line history. This opened up. It's been a huge move to the Rangers. A huge move. They opened up at plus 161. They're all the way down to plus 131. A 30-cent move towards the Texas Rangers. This also opened up minus 120 to the over 7. It's now at 7.5. Juice to the under, but at 7.5. So Slow Jams Arsenal saying line seems trappy. Should be higher with Framberg. Billy Friedrich says Dunning's racquetball goggles will fog up if the roof is open. And Razor says, hey, Pete, Wendy Peppercorn called. She wants her glasses. Do you know who Wendy Peppercorn is?
Oh, sure.
You do? I know. I'll have to look it up right after a fraudage.
That's fucked up that you don't know who Wendy Peppercorn is. That's fucked up. That's really fucked up, Pete. Or sorry, Jimmy. I called you Pete. There you go. Pete, I like your glasses. I mean, mesmerized.
Who's
She's
Wendy
the girl
Peppercorn?
from Stand-A-Lot. The lifeguard.
Oh, okay.
That Squints, Smalls, whatever his name is, fucking tongue kisses right in the mouth.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Okay, my bad.
I think it is. Maybe I'm setting myself up to get roasted here, but that's a dated reference for me. So shout out to me. It's a point in my column.
I'm impressed. Okay, Valdez versus Dunning. Let's go over to the cash. So we've seen it move up a half run. And we've seen a huge move towards Dunning. And here we go. This is the fourth spot on the board. We've talked about them all now. The fourth spot on the board with full line value. That is the Texas Rangers, who have 23% of tickets and 70% of the cash. Then 32% of tickets, 92% of cash on the under, and yet it's gone up a half run. Joe Yerkes is Texas at home versus lefties, 280 batting average and 6.38 runs per game on the season. Wow. Because the Rangers versus lefties over the last 30, they're raking 287, 827 OPS. Last start, for Framber Valdez. He allowed 1 earned run in the 5-3 win at home versus the Twins over 7 innings, 8 Ks, 4 walks, 2.65 ERA, 1.13 up, and he's been even better on the road than he's been at home. 8-2, 2.23 ERA, 193 opponents batting average. The splits work for both these pitchers because Dunning has been great at home. 3-1, 3.21 ERA, 213 opponents batting average. Astros versus righties, 251, 685 OPS. That's how poor their power numbers are against righties last 30 days. And the Rangers bullpen has been very good last 30. 3.51 ERA, 1.15 whip, better than the Astros bullpen. Take it away for us here, Pete. Astros, Rangers.
Yeah, this is a tough one. On the overnight lines, my numbers said slightly in Texas, slightly in under. I didn't bet either of them, and now it's moved down. So it's probably going to be a pass to me. I mean, Dunning against Houston is treacherous, but it's you're basically betting on the chances that he has a good start, and if he has a good start, then obviously those two have value. He's vulnerable, but can be good, better at home. As of right now, it's possible by first pitch I'll have a bet on it. As of right now, I'm gonna pass.
Dav Fence on the Astros run line. Twins, Mets. Under in the Tigers game, over in the Yankees game. And Harambez Revenge says Texas team total over 3 is available. Why would it be so low if they're raking against lefties? Because Framber Valdez has been so good on the road. Let's see what I would get. What do you think of that team total over for the Texas Rangers, Pete?
I can't. I don't have any numbers to indicate value one way or the other. But with the eye test, it doesn't. Valdez gets a lot of grounders, which can, neutralize lefty-righty splits. A team total over. I don't know.
Mine's 2.5, minus 150.
Yeah, at minus 150.
Yeah.
God, I'd probably just flip a coin for that. I mean, when Valdez is on, you're looking at 7 innings, 1 run, and then you got the Houston pen behind him. So.
All right. And look at Billy Friedrich numbers. Valdez versus the Rangers this season, 3 games, 1 earned run, 20 innings pitched, 20 strikeouts. Okay. Interesting. Very, very interesting. And no move for us. Let's move to the only game I did bet. 8:10 p.m. Eastern. Kansas City Royals, 52-77, 20-40 on the road at Chicago White Sox, 63-65, 30-34 at home. Guaranteed rate field in Chicago, Illinois. I moved on these Kansas City Royals. First 5, I got plus 110. Brady Singer going up against Lucas Giolito. I just feel like the implied probability is just perfect for me in this spot. It wouldn't shock me if Giolito stepped up here. He's coming off a nice start in the 5-3 win at the Orioles. 6 in the third, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 3 Ks, 2 walks. Are the White Sox still trying? 2 games under 500. They're still in it because of the weakness of their division. But Giolito at home, 6.71 ERA, 318 opponents batting average. I don't know what he's going to give you. I do think Brady Singer will continue to pitch very well. 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run. It was a solo. It was a solo shot. 6 Ks, no walks in the 5-3 win at home versus Arizona. I just really trust this guy, this kid. 3.40 ERA, 245 opponents batting average on the road. Ron Crawford says Singer K props always. Eric Jones leaning under 8 here, leaning to Kansas City. Billy Friedrich says, pains me to say it, but my beloved White Sox are circling the drain. It's been unbelievable to watch them just not turn it on ever all year. All right, let's go over to the weather here and then take a look at the market and then hand it over to Pistol Pete Loshak. We have 75 Fahrenheit, 11.2 miles per hour out to center field. Dies down to 8.6. So the wind is blowing hard and out. Move over to the line history in this White Sox Royals spot. We have an opener of minus 131 for the White Sox. They're now down to minus 123. So there's been a move towards the Royals, which I like. And from a totals perspective, it opened up at 8. It did drop to 7.5, and it stayed at 7.5 for 8 hours. But it came back to 8. It's at 8 right now, juiced to the under at minus 112. So there's been a 6-cent move to the under. And then when we go over to the cash flow in this White Sox Royals spot, there is 20% line value on the Kansas City Royals. 4,514 tickets in, 52% of tickets, 60% of cash, market moving slightly towards them. Then 65% tickets, 87% of cash on the under. A move that I don't dislike. Take it away here for us, Pete. Royals. Oh, and this is another spot. Sorry, I meant to bring this up earlier. This is our spot where we have a Say Hey play of the day as well. So we have Jose joining us too. With the Say Hey spot up for grabs, let's hear from Jose first. Royals, White Sox, what's your look?
I'm right there with you. Royals first 5 money line. I believe in Brady Singer. He's been my guy. Lucas Giolito obviously has been really disappointing for me because I bet him to win the Cy Young in the preseason. He's been one of the worst pitchers on the White Sox. It's been truly disappointing. So give me a little Brady Singer action here. I also do not hate a first 5 under here, but I just don't think I can trust Giolito enough.
Yeah, I think that's well put. Your first 5. Wow, is that plus 107? Interesting. Let me see if I can go over to get you a better line. Let's hear what Pete has to say about the spot. Take it away, Pete.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I've stayed off this. Obviously, something's wrong with the White Sox in a major way. I definitely faded them in the Arizona series against Merrill Kelly. I didn't have the balls to fade them when Cease was starting, but I definitely did not bet on Dylan Cease. And earlier in the year, I would have been doing that. So I've had an okay read on the White Sox in general. This one, KC, I understand why everyone would like KC. It makes me nervous. Singer is legit, yes, and Giolito is very iffy as well. If this line takes late money on the White Sox, I will tail that movement. I haven't bet KC here. The spot makes me very nervous. Singer is obviously long-term a very impressive starter who I would be happy to bet on in most spots. This one makes me nervous. If the line continues to move in KC's favor, I'll stay off it. But if there's a little bit of a late line movement back in the White Sox favor, I will probably be on the White Sox. I also forgot to tell you about, I rarely bet pitcher props, strikeout props, but I did bet the Detroit Tigers Matt Manning strikeout prop over 4.5 at plus 110. We can talk about that later, but I might throw that one on officially because he's been getting a lot of strikeouts with his recent improvements, and Seattle is, strikeout prone, so I bet that one. But yeah, in this one, I understand why anyone and everyone would want to keep fading the White Sox and bet on Singer as a dog and blah, blah, blah. But if there's a little bit of late line movement in favor of the White Sox, I will probably tail that movement. If not, I'll be off it.
Yeah. I felt I was a little nervous about the spot. Like I didn't come in with a ton of confidence, but I just felt like when I kept going. Oh, and then by the way, Jose, I got you plus 113 at Circa, plus 110 at Bet 365, plus 107 at Pinnacle. When I went over it, I was like, do I think that Singer is going to take care of business here?
He should.
46% of the time, 45% of the time, yes. 47%.
Yeah, you're the math guy in this relationship. I'm the feel eye test guy. You love your numbies. Oh, I'm sorry, I said that's a slap on the wrist. My bad.
It's okay. That's okay. It was nice to hear you call Singer your guy and not your the other thing you used to say. So you're on your way.
I'm trying.
Jose's on the Royals first 5 plus 113. I'm on the Royals first 5 plus 110. And there's John Todd in the house. Okay, so we'll hear if Pistol Pete says that Loshak's wearing his Thoughties glasses, that she's still sleeping. We've locked it in. And Pete, you are off this spot, but if there's late movement towards the White Sox, you are going to follow that.
Yeah, but then again, KC first 5 just looks so no-brainery. And if it loses as a dog, you just eat the loss. Singer against Giolito. And, the Royals have a lineup with more life to them right now than the White Sox, just based, analyzing it Jose style on the eye test. But, there's something seriously wrong with this White Sox team. And I faded them against Arizona.
Yeah, there's something wrong with them. I can't believe they didn't get rid of La Russa. But okay, let's roll on. So that is the third spot that Jose has locked us into. He's on the Royals first 5. We'll go over all of Jose's action here. But Jose, before you go, tell us a little bit about the big show today. Who is your special guest?
Special guest is a good question. I'm going to figure that out here in the next hour or so, hopefully. So might be a solo show, worst case scenario. And if not, who cares? The people love hearing me talk. I'm just joking. People hate it. I'm 386 and 407 right now, only down 1.35 units. By the way, the other day yesterday, I went and looked. I was like, how have I done month over month? I was like, well, what is the month over month record? All that stuff. April to May up 3.2 units. May to June only up 3.33 units. July to June, or July, whatever it is, 9.545, and then from August has been minus 28.26 units this month. But we are going to figure that out. It's only 1 month. We've had a good year overall. We're going to climb out of it, obviously. We're just making this dance right now. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I cannot wait. Billy Friedrich, was one last thing before I go. He asking if I take the Yankees and the Red Sox bets out, would my overall record be? It's a good question. But if I took out the Yankees bets, a lot of my profit would go down. So it is a shame there. So I cannot take out both of those things. The Red Sox would make my record exponentially better. So thanks for having me on, Jim, as always.
Oh, we love it. And catch Jose Say Hey plays of the day at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And we are 1 week or 9 days away from Jose and I's show every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern, where we go over who's winning in the Cappers contest, how many people are left in the Survivor pool, and we pick our 5 teams for the circa millions that Slaughter is signing us up for. And we have one that for our show. Okay, let's roll on. 8:10 p.m. Eastern, Pittsburgh Pirates 48-80, 22-44 on the road at Milwaukee Brewers, 68-59, 34-25 at home. We're at American Family Field in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We have Helen Mitch Keller on the bump. Helen is not doing well. Hear no evil, see no evil. There's been a lot of evil going on for Mitch Helen Keller. Last start, 3 2/3, 7 hits, 7 runs, only 2 of which were earned. It was a 14-2 loss at home versus the Braves. She's not pitching well. Going up against Jason Alexander, who gets his first start in a long time. His last appearance was August 24th. He got 3 1/3, 3 hits, 3 runs there. He is Jason Alexander up there. 1 walk and a 12-6 loss at the Dodgers. Pirates versus righties, last 32, 29, 641 OPS. They're not hitting. Brewers versus righties, 237, 38 OPS. They're starting to come back to earth a little bit. Then Pirates bullpen, 4.43 ERA, 1.33 whip. Last 30. Brewers bullpen's not been that good. 3.87 ERA, 1.25 whip over the last 30. Let's go to the line history in this one and see what we're dealing with for the Brew Crew Braves. Brewers here. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. Let me go over here to the Braves Brewers while that's loading up. Here we go. Keller Alexander line history. We have a small move to the Pirates. The Pirates opened up plus 158. They're now plus 155. A small move to the Pirates. And from a total perspective, no movement at all. Go over to the cash flow. Maybe that will illuminate some things here in this one. We have a slight line value on the Atlanta Braves. Maybe 12% line value. 93. Oh, what am I saying Atlanta Braves for? Shit, sorry. I was thinking of because he just faced the Braves. Sorry. Pittsburgh Pirates, Milwaukee Brewers. No value on either side. 4,627 tickets in. Listen to this. 26% of the tickets and 82% of the cash is on the Pittsburgh Pirates. So that explains that slight move towards them. Wow. 70% of tickets, 84% cash on the over, and there's been no movement. This is wild. Take it away for us, Pete. Pirates Brew Crew.
Well, I've been kind of auto-fading Pittsburgh for a while now, and these kinds of games are, a perfect example. They're going up against a team, not a juggernaut. There's a starting pitching matchup that's kind of a wash. Both starters kind of crappy, and the opposing team is kind of a healthy-sized favorite. But when you have a team that's really just outclassed at the moment, I have no problem generally auto-fading them. I passed on the Philly game, Contreras against Syndergaard, luckily. And last night I had Milwaukee, and of course I had Milwaukee -1, and maybe that was a bad bet, and I got a little bit bailed out, but it's still cashed. And I did bet them again tonight. I understand why some people might be thinking that the Pirates could have some value here. I mean, they're not, they are a big league team, and they're going to win their games here and there. But Milwaukee is significantly better, and Alexander is not great for Milwaukee. But as you said, Mitch Keller's been struggling as well. So I don't love the fact that some big bets have come in on Pittsburgh, but I did bet Milwaukee on the overnight line, and I think I'll make it official. What the hell? I'll make it official. Right now, I'm seeing minus 125 at Heritage. I'll shop around and see if I can get a little bit better than that. But Milwaukee minus 125. If it loses, I'll be okay with that. I also did bet the first 5 over 5 at plus money a little bit. Both starters are questionable, to put it mildly, and Pittsburgh is, they don't have a great lineup, but they can put up some runs against a vulnerable starter, which Alexander is. So I did bet the first 5 over. Maybe I should make that official, and I will make Milwaukee minus 125 official.
This is a huge difference at Bet365 on first 5 in the full game, Pete. 20 cents difference. Wow. Mm-hmm. The full game plus 155, first 5 plus 135.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, Keller is crappy, but I don't trust Alexander either. And, Pittsburgh can take advantage of any vulnerable starter for sure.
There's Mr. Ghoster just signed up for the Cappers contest. Love it, Ghoster. Love it. Huh. Stimmy OG's on the Pirates plus 1.5 minus 130. I can't help but feel like that the implied probability on the Pirates' first 5 just makes sense to me. I mean, sure, it's tough to trust Mitch Keller. Let's just go to batter versus pitcher here. Is there any way that he could have any confidence here?
I don't love the Pirates plus 1.5 at minus 130 only because I have high volatility associated with this game. So I'd want to take a dog line at whatever I was betting. But yeah, I mean, it's possible the Pirates could be getting a little disrespected here. My numbers indicate not, but my numbers could be completely wrong.
Let's just quickly go to batter versus pitcher. Is there any chance against Keller? Adames, wow. Very small sample size, but they destroy him. Adames 444. Omar Narvaez 500, so 4 for 8. Jace Peterson 3 for 6.
If I were going to take Pirates, I'd probably take Pirates minus 1, actually, even, instead of plus 1.5.
Billy Friedrich says Brewers minus 1 is a good bet, Pete. Armchair MMA says, I feel like the Pirates may have blown their wad last night, but they keep games close.
It's a good point. It's a little gross, but yeah.
Totally natural. Sure. Johnny Gunn says, if the money and bets are on the over and the line hasn't moved, doesn't that mean the books expect a good start from these pitchers? Yeah, let's take another look at that quickly. So the total is juiced to the under at minus 111. And we have 84. Yeah, exactly right. 70% tickets, 84% of cash, and they're still going to offer it to you with no VIG. I
also bet the run in the first inning, yes, which I might add unofficially here as well. Just thinking about it, Jim.
Okay, well, we'll go once over everything. There's Lex Steele in the house. Thank you for stopping by, Lex. I would like to.
Hey there, Jim. Hey, Jim. Yeah, minus 120 at Caesars right now. We can make that official as well. Run the first inning, yes, minus 120.
Yes, run first inning at minus 120. I just feel like. I guess I should just let this go. I do have a slight lean towards the Pirates at this number, first 5 at the plus money, but I'm going to put a bunch of question marks there. I see if I have enough action to let that go. We move on. 9:38 p.m. Eastern, the New York Yankees, 78-50, 33-30 on the road. Now just 3 games over 500 on the road at the LA Angels, 55-73, 26-36 at home. By the way, Joe Yurkovich on the Pirates team total over, and Robert Franklin on the Pirates team total over. Some believers.
I like overs here in general. Sure.
Some believers here in the Pirates team total over going to raise it. Okay, Jameson Taillon going up against Mike Myers. Mike Myers hurt me badly in his last start. He was very good. 4-3 extra inning loss at the Rays. He went 5 innings, 5 Ks, 3 walks, bent but didn't break. Journeyman pitcher here. Going up against Jameson Taillon, who's coming off a nice start at Oakland. Went 6 innings, allowed 1 earned run. It was a solo shot, 2 Ks, no walks. He's 6-2 with a 4.07 ERA, 242 opponent's batting average. And there's our guy, Brandon Cummings, in the house. Hey, Pete, doesn't he put a smile on your face? Guys had our back since I first did my first show alongside of you, Brandon Cummings.
Great to see you, Brandon.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Billy Friedrich says point to the doll where Tyon hurt you, Jimmy. I just feel that you know what? That's a good question. So he was picked second overall after Bryce Harper. I like him. I like his stuff. But I don't know if I can back him here or the Yankees. 210, 614 OPS for the Yankees last 30 versus righties. Angels, 232, 688. Both bullpens have been good. Let's go to the weather first here in sweet Angel Stadium. 86 Fahrenheit, 7.8 miles per hour out to right field. Dies down at 4.4 miles per hour. Gary Tenebra on the Yankees first 5. Let's move over to the line history in this Yankees-Angels spot. We are dealing with Tyon versus Myers, and we have a big move to the Angels. They open up at plus 157. They're now plus 141, a 16-cent move towards them. And from a total perspective, it opened up at 8 juice to the under, or 8.5 juice to the under. It's now 8.5 juice to the over. See where the cash lies if that all follows suit here with the Yankees. Angels, slight line value towards the Angels, 10%. 4,552 tickets in, 21% of tickets, 28% of cash on the Angels. Then 74% of tickets, 90% of cash on the over. And a 19-cent move towards the over. So that all makes sense. Take it away here, Pete, for us. Yankees, Angels.
Yeah, I mean, I had overs yesterday, the first 5 cash, but I think I also had the Yankees team total over in the full game, which were close. Yeah, the Yankees are just an underachieving offense, but they should wake up. This might be an explosive game for them. This guy, Mike Mayers, just a guy who, has enough stuff to be a legit major league pitcher, but definitely vulnerable. The Yankees disappoint offensively, but they should be able to get to him here. I wouldn't mind, again, a Yankees team total over or the first 5 team total. And, Tyon, good, but probably gives up at least 3. The Angels lineup is starting to come to life a little bit. Before they, earlier in the year, and then when Trout was out, it was like, how can you have a lineup with like Trout and Ward and Ohtani and just screwing up as much as they did. They're still not a good lineup, I wouldn't say, but definitely, getting production closer to what we were expecting from them earlier in the year. And so, I think Tyon is most likely to have another, 6 or 7 inning, 3-run start. And the Yankees should hit Mayers a bit, according to my numbers. So once again, I'm kind of liking the overs in general here.
Yeah, I see.
And I would be liking Yankees, but again, at the opening line, my numbers said definitely value with the Angels. I didn't bet it, and I don't think I'll bet it now. But at the opening line, the value with the Angels is what my numbers said.
Both the bullpens have been pretty good. You would still prefer the full game over the first 5?
Yeah, the bullpens. Let me check my bullpen rating. Yeah, especially in a game like this where you could easily have a 3-3 or 4-4 game at the end of 9, and then you got that going. Let me see. Yeah, I mean the Yankees bullpen. Let me check to make sure, but I've had them as a little bit, shaky in general.
Yeah, their whip has been quite high, and over the last 30, 3.50 ERA, 1.27 whip. I'd love to hear yours.
I have both. Yeah, my in my memory, I had both bullpens as kind of shaky recently, and that is the case. Yeah, in fact, I have them. Wow, even worse than I had in my brain. I have them at both about bottom 5 right now. Actually, yeah, I would definitely prefer full game over than first 5 over.
I have interest in this full game over. I think that Tyon will probably pitch decent.
Right.
But Myers is not someone that I believe in, especially after that last start. Newcomer says Myers faced the Yankees just twice in his career. One of those was a 2-inning, 2-run start against them last year. 9 ERA against New York in 3 innings. Yeah, I like it. I'm going to move on that full game over. I'm going to move on it. Okay.
I mean, it could easily be like Tyon has an 8-inning 1-run start and the over still cashes because the Yanks win 9-1, easily.
And look at that stat from Rob Free, 14 straight games with Angels, no run first inning. Okay, let's roll on. Fine. Oh, because you're staying off at this point in Yankees Angels.
I'd love to take a shot with that over 8.5 at minus 119 at Pinnacle, but I guess for now I'll hold off.
All right. Let's roll on. And Brandon Cummings looking at Andrew Benintendi for 2+ total bases on FanDuel, minus 115. All right, we have 2 games left on the board here. 9:40 p.m. Eastern, Philadelphia Phillies and Arizona Diamondbacks. We're at Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona. Aaron Nola going up against Zach Gallen. Going to be a nice pitching matchup here. Gallen just finished up 3 straight road starts that were spectacular. Rockies, Giants, and then last week with the Royals. Over those 3 starts, 20 1/3 innings, 9 hits, 0 earned runs, 24 strikeouts and 4 walks. This man is dialed in. At home, he's been slightly worse than he's been on the road, but at home he's been really good. 4-0, 2.92 ERA, 188 opponent's batting average. That last start against the Royals, 6 innings, no earned runs, 6 Ks, 3 walks. Those are 3 of the 4 walks. So he only had 1 walk combined in the 2 starts before that Royal start. Very impressive. Phillies, Diamondbacks. Nola last start, complete game, 4-0 win at home versus the Reds. I'd like to see how many pitches he threw in that. He's been so much better on the road than he's been at home this year. 4-6, but 2.13 ERA, 220 opponent's batting average. Phillies are hitting 258, 738 OPS versus righties last 30, while the Diamondbacks are 250, 732. And both bullpens have struggled last 30. Phillies 4.88 ERA, 1.44 WHIP, while the Diamondbacks are 4.66 ERA, 1.28 WHIP. Let's take a look at the line history first in this Phillies Diamondbacks spot. Nola, Gallen, and we have a move to the Philadelphia Phillies. 9 cents. They opened up minus 126. They're now minus 135. And from a total spot, this opened up at 7.5, juice to the under. It dropped to 7 for 3 minutes. The first time it dropped to 7, it dropped to 7 for 40 minutes. Then it dropped to 7 for 3 minutes. I guess they're not going to move it down to 7 again. It's at 7.5, minus 121 to the under. And we take a look at the cash in this one. In this Phillies, 5,459 tickets in, 60% of tickets, 73% of cash on Philadelphia. Then you have 55% of tickets, 78% cash on the under. Take it away here, Pete. Second to last game on the card, Phillies Diamondbacks.
Pass. What a pass of a game this is. Yesterday was crazy, right? I was huge on Philly first 3 cashed. I was huge on Philly team total over and first 5 team total over cashed. I was huge on Philly first 5, which was looking great until they fucking gave up 11 runs in the first 5 innings. I was pretty big on Philly minus 1 full game, which was looking great. I thought it was going to be a winner. It wasn't. And now you got Nola against Gallen. Both starters are legitimately great. But how are they going to do in this spot? I have no idea. I don't want to bet against either of these guys. Pass. Total pass. Total pass.
Why are you not backing the under?
The under?
Yeah.
At 7 with first of all, Arizona, against righties Nola is usually great, but he's off a complete game shutout. When he's not great, he can give up 5. The Philly lineup right now is dangerous. Gallen has been lights out for however many starts in a row, and that's for real. But, how many times have we seen, 2 stud starting pitchers going up against each other, total 7, flies over. I'm not saying the under is a bad bet, and if any low baggers are betting it, I hope you cash. I'm just saying this is a super pass for me. Maybe, if Noli Knows has a strong opinion on this one, I definitely would trust it. But you're asking my personal handicapping opinion, total pass.
Well, I think these pitchers are going to pitch well again here. Billy Friedrich says Gallen got touched up in only outing versus Phillies this season, gave up 2 home runs. Billy Friedrich likes Arizona team total under 1.5, first 5. John Todd on no runs, first inning. Brandon Cummins answered that question for us. 101 pitches, 77 strikes, so didn't go too hard. I like the first 5 under 3.5. I think these pitchers are going to continue to pitch well. I do. So that is my plan here. Brandon Cummings also looking at Phillies to get more hits than the Diamondbacks, minus 125 on FanDuel. All right, let's talk about the last game on the board. Then we'll do a review, and then we'll be back for Friends and Family Parlay. That's just under 100% ROI. San Diego Padres, San Francisco Giants, Oracle Park in San Francisco, California. Blake Snell going up against Logan Webb. Snell, the lefty's last start was ugly. 7-0 loss at home versus the Guardians. Went 3 1/3, allowed 8 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 homers. Ugly. 4.24 ERA, 1.34 whip on the season. On the road, he's been better than he's been at home. 3.97 ERA, 207 opponent's batting average. Logan Webb on the other side lost 6-1 at the Tigers last out. 4 2/3, 6 earned runs, 6 Ks, 3 walks. Just doesn't look like the dominant pitcher he was last year. 3.33 ERA, 1.19 whip. He has been better at home than on the road. 8-4, 2.88 ERA, 260 opponent's batting average. Now his last home start, we were very confident that Zach Gallen was the better pitcher than him. And Zach Gallen proved that and won in San Francisco. And Webb didn't pitch that good. Johnny Gunn says Snell bounce back spot. There's Jacqueline Martin. Great to see you, Jacqueline. Thank you for joining us. And Billy Friedrich talking about the no run support for Nola. 4-6 on the road, 2.13 ERA. Abel says pass. Padres versus righties last 32, 46, 745 OPS. Giants have actually been hitting lefties. 249, 721 OPS. Giants bullpen starting to pitch better. Padres bullpen been pitching quite good. Let's take a look at the weather first in Frisco. We have 58 Fahrenheit, 10.6 miles per hour to center, dies down to 8.2 miles per hour. Go over to the line history in this Giants-Padres game. We have a big move to the Padres. 20 cents. Opening up minus 104, now minus 124. Big move to the Padres and no movement on the total. So big move to the Padres, no movement on the total. Let's take a look at the cash flow for this one. And we have 25% line value on the Padres. So 20 cent move to them. 25% line value on them. Might even be 33. I think between 25 and 33. 58% of the tickets, 53% of the cash on the Padres. Then 53% of the tickets, 84% of the cash on the under. That has not moved. That under has not moved at 7.5. So you have the bigger bets still coming in on the Giants, even though there's 33% or 25% line value on the Padres. This is fascinating. Can't wait to hear your take on this, Pete. Take it away. Padres, Giants.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, another game where I bet on the overnight lines, but small. An educated guess that Snell is much more likely to have a bounce back here than Logan Webb. This has Not Flush Allen special written all over it. I would love to get his take on this, but Webb has had 2 concerning starts in a row. Padres should have a lineup that should be able to take advantage of that. So I did make I took a small shot with San Diego first 5 team total over at just 1.5. And I took a bigger shot with San Diego first 5. I think I got minus 125 or so. If Webb is at all vulnerable here, then getting Snell. I mean, if Snell has a bounce back start, then even if Webb is not that bad, getting Snell at minus 125 is a nice little gift. If it loses, okay. But I definitely bet San Diego first 5. Definitely took a smaller shot with San Diego first 5 team total over. Educated guess is that much more likely that Snell has a bounce back than Webb. If Webb comes in and has a patented 6-inning shutout home start, okay, I'll eat some losses, I guess. I'm not exactly sure how likely that is, but it seems like Jose Bouquet follows this stuff up pretty closely and has a particularly good read, or at least follows Logan Webb's home road issues in general pretty closely. I'm curious to see what, can I call an audible here? What Jose Bouquet, who graced us with his presence, what his take on likely performance from Logan Webb is.
Pete, I'm always here for you. You know that. Come on. I'm dubious. I think Webb pitches well here, truthfully.
Really? Why?
I think he's just a good enough pitcher to have a bounce back start after 2 shit ones, especially at Detroit. Maybe it's one of those factors where Detroit Tigers aren't a good team. You're going into Detroit. It's like, who wants to do this shit? Yada, yada, yada. I could easily see him just not mentally being prepared or whatever you want to call it for a shit start in Detroit against a shit team. Home road splits this year, like you mentioned, Pete, a 2.88 to a 3.84 on the road and home there. Home obviously better. I think that I think Jimmy said this earlier in the season, and it didn't turn out well for you when you said it, but I still believed it. Walker Buehler is the guy, remembering now. Is Walker Buehler going to pitch better against a division opponent? because he gets up for it, et cetera, et cetera. I can see that same kind of reasoning here with Logan Webb, division rival, whatever, putting that in quotation marks. The Giants may not feel like they're out of it yet. I don't know, but I think he pitches well here. I didn't have any play in this game. I'm not a Blake Snell guy. And I think Blake Snell is actually a home road splits guy. Let me double check that before.
But hasn't Webb been having some elbow issues for a while now, like under the radar minor, so he hasn't gone on the DL. But haven't there been like rumors and talk of that?
Yeah, that's not flush. Yeah, he's connected with this team too. So he said beware of that. But no official reports, obviously. And we'll mention Logan Webb last year, 148 innings pitched. This year he's at 159 right now. So there's always another factor as well. We talk about, shout out to Dami, we talk about when a pitcher gets over his career high in his inning limit or innings pitched, it starts to get shaky. So that could also be a factor in it too. I pass on this game completely just because these are just two really disappointing teams at the end of the day. Padres are fourth against righties, 216 weighted runs created plus. So that's another factor going against them. But offensive deficient park here. So normally I tend towards Webb pitching well at home.
Mm-hmm. All right, Jim. We can. I'll go on San Diego first five. I'm seeing minus 121 at Pinnacle. We can make that official.
Padres first five minus 121 for Pistol Pete Loshak. Well, stick with us, Jose, my man, as we review action, and then we will do Friends and Family, which has a nice record here, 4-10, 28.6%, but plus 12.68 units. ROI plus 90.57%. Average line plus 546. And Pistol Pete's 4-0 when he gives us a look here. And don't forget, we have the Rodney Barton birthday pick. So, we'll do that first, Pete. So let's review all action, see if there's any additions. Then we'll do the Rodney Barton birthday pick, turned 35 yesterday. And then we will, in minus 120 at Bookmaker, Billy Friedrich found. So let's give you
shout out to Billy Friedrich. Thank you very much.
I think we should codify the birthday pick rules. We need to put them in writing because I don't know if one should request pre-birthday or post-birthday. These factors are very confusing.
It's important that Pistol Pete makes the birthday pick. We do our best when he's not around, but whenever you can, do that.
I mean, the official rules are that if it's actually someone's birthday, I'm not allowed to deny the request. If it's, a few days here and there, I'm allowed to deny it. But I mean, I never do. You know what I mean? So,
but would you rather someone ask them
who says my birthday is Monday? I need a birthday pick, so I got to give two.
Exactly. Would you rather someone ask before their birthday or after their birthday?
If someone sincerely wants it, who am I to say no? Who am I to say no?
Who do you say whose also birthday it is? I missed that.
Razor Sharp Picks.
What? When was Razor's?
He says it's Monday. Is he just bullshitting me?
No, it is because I remember when it landed on. It must be like the 5th of September because I remember when we moved the Derby to September. It landed on his birthday.
Well, I'll tell you, this is actually a tradition in Pub Sports Radio. Many people might not know. This is actually what's called Birthday Week at Pub Sports Radio because Preston and Pierce, their birthdays are the 2nd. Razor's now we know is the 5th, and mine is on the 4th. So it is a full birthday week. Yeah. So Pete, like I said, I
8 birthday picks.
I just want to know, Pete, should someone ask before or after? That's why if you're not gonna.
Wow.
Whatever people want, they can ask for. And who am I to say no?
Okay.
Who am I? Heavy felching this week for us or fraudage.
Well, yeah, that's a lot of artwork.
Let's go. A review of action. 6:10 p.m. Eastern, Orioles, Guardians. Nothing for us. 6:40 Cardinals, Reds. We stayed off. It all gets started here with Rays, Marlins, Pistol Pete Loshak, no run, first inning at minus 157. I'm going to be on the Marlins first 5 plus a half and the first 5 under. Oakland, Washington, we stayed off. Jose gets to work with the first 5 under 4 at -108 in Chicago, Toronto. Loshak, no run first inning in Chicago, Toronto.
Damn.
Jose's on the Mets first 5 at +130 and the over 8.5 at -115. Loshak's on the yes run first inning and the Dodgers team total over 4. There has been a 5-cent move since we talked about it, but I'm going to move on the first 5 over 4.5 for sure. I may add the over 8.5 as well. Ron Crawford's spreadsheet play of the day is the Los Angeles Dodgers, and the pimp slap play of the day is the Mets first 5 money line.
Fun game.
Then Loshak's on the first 3 under 2.5 in Seattle, Detroit, and we reached the taint play of the day. It's Seattle, Detroit, full game under 7.5, and he's also got 2 units on the first 5 under 4. And Abel A says his daughter's birthday is the 4th. Nice.
Beer goats.
7:20 p.m. Eastern, Rockies, Braves. We are off. Pistol Pete's on the Loshak, or is on the Twins -1 at +114. Then our guy Dav Fenn's card, he's on the Astros run line. The Twins, Mets, the under in the Tigers game, the over in the Yankees game. Astros, Rangers, we stayed away, but Jose and I are both on the Royals first 5. Oh, both on the Royals first 5. Then Loshak's on the Brewers -1, the yes run first inning, and I have some interest in the Pirates first 5. I'm going to move on the full game over in Yankees Angels. The first 5 under 3.5 in Phillies Arizona. Pete's on the Padres first 5, and it is time to hear Pistol Pete's birthday pick. Now, Pete, I want you to know that you can use the same pick in your friends and family. I know that you like to change it all up, but don't put that pressure on you.
And Pete, I'll let you know now that I'll take my birthday pick on the 6th. So I'll give you a little light into the load there.
Perfect.
Oh, God. The fucking pressure. Jesus Christ.
Rodney Barton's birthday pick is first. Razor Sharp's is second.
Turned 35 yesterday. Rodney Barton, happy birthday. The most important part of the birthday picks are the good vibes that I try to spread out.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you have a great year. Hope you have a great next decade. Rodney Barton, happy birthday to you. He says, love you guys. Love this show. We love you, Rodney Barton. Jeez, I don't know. Oh, man. All these picks are like, I don't really like any of them. Damn it. I would be throwing on the Toronto no-run first inning, except, your take on Gausman was so powerful, Jimmy Bag. So powerful.
Look, it scared the shit out of all of us here in Toronto.
Mets, Dodgers, I mean, I feel there's just overs every which way in that game. I feel would love to take a run in the first inning, and the Dodgers team total over, but I didn't. I gave both of those officially. You know what? For Rodney Barton, I just think that I know a lot of people aren't believers in Snell. Not exactly sure why. Webb, I don't know. We'll say San Diego Padres first half -120 for Rodney Barton. Happy birthday to you, Rodney Barton. Think Webb just might be a little bit off. If he's not Snell, I understand why people might not believe in him, but when he's on his game, he can give you a 5-inning shutout start, no problem. God, jeez. So I'll that's the birthday pick. Now I got to give another one. Razor Sharp picks. Birthday is Monday. He needs a birthday pick. So how can I say no? Razor Sharp picks. God damn. Happy birthday. What happened? What happened?
Nothing. I'm just laughing at you, Pete. You just make me laugh. You're a comedian over there.
Well, thank you. That's, I'm not even doing shtick here. I'm just feeling neurotic. I don't even have to come up with material. That's how you really got some talent there.
Yeah, it's full. You're dripping of it. I can see the talent dripping from your forehead right now.
That's how you also you got some talent when you can set other people up with just softballs right down the middle. I don't know. I want to take maybe Milwaukee -125. That's just so super obvious, and there was no clear sharp money or big money on Pittsburgh. I mean, a little bit, but nothing like that would be okay, be careful, right, Jim?
No, there was huge sharp money on Pittsburgh. Remember, 25% of the tickets and 85% of the cash.
Oh, okay. Well, but the line hasn't moved though, right?
Which is very concerning if you have the big bets on.
Has the line moved or what?
Let's check it out right now once again. Yeah,
Only
if
a
you have
little bit, right?
let me find this. Here we go. The Keller Alexander start. We have a 4-cent move to the Brewers.
Right.
Oh wait, no, sorry, take that back. Excuse me. That was getting more comfortable with the site. It's a new one for me. It's a 3-cent move to the Pirates.
Oh, okay. Damn. What was that? What was that one game where you said there was a huge move and I said that I bet it? What was that one? But it's not on my list of bets that I've
biggest
made.
move that we saw was the 40-cent move to who's the biggest favorite of the day? The Braves?
Yeah, that was really funny. There's like minus 400, and they said line value to the Braves still.
Oh, no, it was San Diego that you said there was a huge move on.
San Diego, we have a 20-cent move to the Padres. Big,
right.
Minus 104. It was a pick'em. It was a pick'em at open at Pinnacle. The pick'em at minus 104 each side. Now it's minus 124 for the Padres, plus 115 for the Giants. I mean, that screams Padres are the play, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think I might double up with an official play on Padres -1 as well, but let's just hold off for now. All right, birthday pick for Razor Sharp Picks. All right, man, look at that. The line's moving in the Dodgers' favor, isn't it? All that money coming in on the Dodgers. Am I not? Is that not correct?
For the dog, I'm thinking of moving on the Padres now after seeing that. For the Dodgers game here, the Mets Dodgers, there is being a 21-cent move to the Dodgers.
Yeah, gosh, I would love to just throw on Dodgers -1 there. I bet the Dodgers team total over at 4 -150. Now I'd have to give like 4.5 or something. You know, running first, yes, but I don't like to give like, you know, vials of crack as a birthday pick. So I like to keep it full game. I guess Milwaukee -1, but then Minnesota. Jose Bouquet, if you had a free play, Milwaukee -1 or Minnesota -1, which would you take?
Milwaukee -1 or
over the Pirates, or Minnesota -1 over Boston?
That's fucking brutal. You're making me pick between my two favorite
teams.
No,
I'm asking. Yeah.
No, I'm thinking. Let me give me a second, Pete. I'll be honest. Yesterday, the Pirates kind of popped off for those runs, and I'm like, do I really believe they can do it again? Who's pitching for the Brewers again? Is it Hauser?
No, it's Alexander, who sucks.
Oh, Jason Alexander, right? Yeah, I guess it's the Red Sox. Then I guess it's the Minnesota -1. Because I don't trust Jason Alexander. I remember I wrote down Hauser, and I have to write that down and change it.
Yeah, I mean, Alexander can be okay. All right,
look at him. Do you trust that face?
Let me see. Let me check. Do I trust that face? Which face? Let me see. I'm looking at Sensor. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you know. Oh, none of the faces in there.
I trust that face. You fucking can't escape him. And
you know what? I really don't trust Minnesota. It's kind of a no-brainer pick. You know, Razor Sharp Picks has a great life anyway, doesn't he, Jimmy the Bag? I mean, it's not going to kill him if this one loses, right?
I would trade lives right away.
Would you? All right. Milwaukee -1, -125 over Pittsburgh. No brainer. Don't overthink it. Hopefully Alexander comes in, gives up 3 runs, and Milwaukee puts up 8 against Keller. Never really in doubt. Milwaukee -1, -125. Happy birthday to you, Razor Sharp Picks.
All right.
Sorry that took so long. It's very
that was a lot of deliberating.
Yeah.
My hands are sweating now just watching that.
Brewers -1, -125. Okay. Now let's go into the friends and family. We'll let Pete go last because he had to, and you can use one that you've already used, Pete. So let's go with Jose first. Friends and family. Jose Bouquet.
I think I'd be a fool not to pick the tame play of the day. 2 units. Noli Knows likes it. So the under in the Detroit-Seattle game, under 7.5, -110. That's what I have it at. I bet it at -110. 2 units. Noli likes it. I like it. Let's ride.
All right. So that is Detroit, Seattle.
And that's what friends and family is all about, by the way. A friend gave that play, so we add.
That's plus 100 right now. Beautiful. Okay.
Pete, you can add a Braves money line in there if you really want to now.
Okay, then for me, my friends and family spot. will be the first 5 over 4.5 in Dodgers Mets. First 5 over 4.5 in Dodgers Mets. Just give me 1 second to confirm that. Yes. The first 5 over 4.5 for me. Okay, so that's locked in. I'm first. Oh, sorry. So Jose, you were the
Under
Detroit
7.5.
in the Detroit game. I am in LA Dodgers, New York Mets. First 5 over 4.5. Pete, what's your look?
I could give a birthday pick as the pick, right?
Yep.
Of course.
I mean, you want it to be a good one, but I don't know. Something tells me it's just better to just split
I mean,
them up.
Pete, no pressure, but you're undefeated on these, so.
Oh, I know.
God, Jose really knows. You're like, this guy's never going to get into my head. And I'm like, somehow that fucking mumbly voice is in my head. He's fucking psyching me out, man.
But people have been trying to get me out of their head for fucking years, Pete. I live rent-free in a lot of people's head, let me tell you.
You're worried that some, like, guy who talks like the Silence of the Lambs guy is going to get in your head. But no, it's the fucking mumbly casual voice that's plaguing me. All right. I don't know. Let me see. I guess. All right. I'm not gonna waste a lot of time here. I'd love to just throw on the Dodgers team total over at 4.5. I mean, they got a lineup. Taijuan Walker could be okay though, but I just don't trust it here. All right. You know what? Dodgers team total over 4.5.
Okay.
What'd you get it at, Pete? Or what is that line at?
Well, if it's really a parlay, then you got to make it at the same book, right? So whatever book you're using.
Oh, we're using Pinnacle. So that's over. Dodgers team total is 4.5 minus 113. So let me just fire those up right now here in Pinnacle and see what they are offering that parlay to us for.
Jimmy, what was your leg again?
I'm the first 5 over 4.5 in Dodgers Mets. So the first 5 over 4.5, boom. The full game Dodgers team total, boom. And are they not going to let us drop this? Because the same game?
Yeah, it might be same game issues as your issue there.
627 at Bookmaker.
All right. All right, we
and
can take that.
And then the under is plus 100. So I'll they're not letting me count it here at Pinnacle. So then should we not do it if they don't let us do it?
Here,
Yeah, you can't parlay shit at Pinnacle.
Yeah, they're too good. They want you to fucking bury you.
Detroit.
Billy's got it at plus 627 at Bookmaker, like you said. By the way, Pete, I want to ask you this now. I mean, you haven't capped any college football. You have no college football thoughts, right?
No, but I capped the cappers in the week 0 show and fucking killed it.
Oh,
first quarter under in the UTEP game. Illinois, first quarter, first half.
Okay, we can't do it. We can't do it, Pete.
Can't do what?
We can't make this a friends and family parlay because it's a correlated parlay that a bunch of books aren't letting you do it.
What, with the Dodgers?
Yeah, because I've got the Dodgers Mets first 5 over 4.5.
I'm sorry. I was. Oh, damn. All right. Sorry. All right. Now there's something wrong. Okay. I apologize. Of course, you can't. That can't be a parlay. Sorry about that. Okay.
No.
So you have the first 5. All right. So let's just. Sorry. That was a huge bad for me. All right. I just wasn't listening. All these friggin' numbers. All this pressure.
Oh, it's okay. I can see it, Pete. I can see it.
This
is the most important part of the show, so take your time.
God, people are like, this was a great show for the first 2 hours and 40 minutes, and now it's a little bit iffy. But okay, I guess. Let me just scan. Got to give a play here. Gosh,
I'm on the edge of my seat.
first 5 under could be good in the Miami game. Just take a shot with that.
I like that.
You could also potentially bump it up a half runner and such, All
right, you know what? I'll just throw on in honor of in honor of Jose Bouquet here. I'll throw on Minnesota money line.
Fuck
Twins
you,
money
Pete.
Boston just kind of like, I mean, Minnesota, they're horrible, but Archer, I think, is a little bit better than Crawford. The pen is a little bit better. We'll throw that one on there.
That would hit. That was a good one, Pete.
Okay, so
Or
let's
the,
add
or the Yankees, Angels over. No, let's just do that.
Twins money line. I like that look. Okay, but Twins money line minus 126. So that gives us a plus 576 parlay. And it's minus 126.
Beautiful.
So the parlay plus 576. So I'm just gonna pop this here into the chat quickly for you guys. Here we go. This is the friends and family parlay, and Pistol Pete is 4-0. And okay, so we're in business. So quick review, final review. Rodney Barton's birthday pick is the Padres first 5 minus 120. Razor Sharp's birthday pick is the Brewers minus 1. We get our card started with the Tampa Bay Marlins game. I'm on the Marlins first 5 plus a half and the first 5 under. Pete's on no run first inning. Then Pete's on no run first inning in Cubs Blue Jays. Jose's on the first 5 under 4. This will be the first Gausman start I haven't bet in a long time. Jose's on the Mets first 5 plus 130 and the over 8.5 minus 115. Loshak's in yes run first inning and the Dodgers team total over 4 minus 162. I'm going to be on the first 5 over 4.5 for sure. May double dip. Spreadsheet play today is the Dodgers pip slap play today's Mets first 5 money line. Loshak's on the first 3 under 2.5 in Seattle Detroit. Taint play today Seattle Detroit full game under 7.5. And Jose made that one of our friends and family legs. Colorado, Atlanta, we stayed off. Loshak's on the Twins minus 1 at plus 114. Astros, Rangers, we stayed off. Jose's on the Royals, first 5 plus 113. I'm on the Royals, first 5 plus 110. That's the only bet I've already made. Loshak's on the Brewers minus 1 at minus 125. And yes, run first inning. I guess so. I'm going to take the Pirates first 5 off. It's also a birthday pick. Why would I? A full game over for me in Yankees, Angels, first 5 under 3.5 for me in Phillies, Arizona. Then Loshak's on the Padres, first 5 minus 120. I'm going to add the Padres full game minus 1. And there you have it. Sign up for the Cappers contest. Jose, when we close the show, can you put up the Cappers contest breakdown? Sign up for it. We're all going to be in it. We're all going up against each other. And all the money goes back into the prize pool where the top 10% will win. And we have a show. Jose and I have a show every Tuesday where we go over the winners, losers. We toast the winners. We roast the losers. And of course, it's got a suicide survivor pool as well locked alongside. So we got the survivor pool locked alongside. Those are the most important announcements. But we have a huge announcement tomorrow, a big announcement where I will reveal who my co-host is on our Tuesday NFL breakdown show and the name. It's all set up and our thumbnails all set up. So we'll be revealing that tomorrow.
Yep.
Pistol Pete, love it. I love working with you. Next week is our last week together for a little while before this is the Peter Loshak show on Tuesdays. Pistol Pete, my friend. Happy birthday, Rodney Barton. I think you give nicer when you give a birthday message to someone 35, around that or 30 and up, you can give, you give quite, but when it's a 20-year-old or an 18-year-old, it's a doomsday thing that you usually deliver.
Hey, I'm just the messenger here, pal. Don't blame me. I also accompany it with an apology. I apologize for the world that we are leaving you on behalf of myself and Jimmy the Bag and everyone from our generation.
I'll accept that apology on Tuesday.
Pistol Pete, any final words before we put a bow on this?
There's been a lot of requests. There's not too many people watching right now, right?
No.
It's just us. This is the circle of trust.
There's a lot of requests for it. Goodbye, Norma Jean. Though I never knew you were not upon the written never did. Dimming candle in the wind. Though I never knew you were right. The first few seconds were decent. There you go. Let's cash today, boys.
We at Pop Sports Radio are doing our own Cappers contest. $100 entry fee. We will all be competing against each other. Every single cent that's put in will go into the prizes.
You've got 5 picks every week. If you go to pubsportsradio.com,
You buy yourself that little ticket that you see on the website right there. Just hit add a cart. You buy the little ticket right there. And after you buy the ticket, you'll get an email with a link and a specific password for you to log in, make your picks, and all that good jam.
So it coincides, of course, with a survivor pool. One pick per week sports survivor pool. That's exciting. We're having a cappers contest, 5 picks against the spread each week, and a survivor contest. We all get to host the victors and roast the losers. The cappers contest at Pub Sports Radio. All you have to do is go to pubsportsradio.com to sign up.